Visions of dog. Turtle as dog. That is very funny that you both come up with the same thing, even though neither of you are Elden Ring players. That is, yeah. It shows you the absolute influence of those those lines having ruined the game and its reputation to a certain degree. All right, Bethrin, hello, hello. Yeah, butthole as well, of course. Could never forget about butthole. Let me quickly do this real quick. Quickly do this real quick. Quickly. Do fast things, words. I'll quickly, while I'm doing other things quickly and fast, poke Bango and say, hey, if you wanna do some gaming, let me know. If you want to do some gaming when you're back, let me know. I'm not committed to this Elden Ring nonsense. Send. There we go. Right. So, when we last left our walking corpse, we had spent 1.5 hours defeating a very difficult boss. That was completely optional and we didn't really get anything of value. But hey, that's just how I roll. There were some other minor things to finish off out here. I think there's that minor Earth tree, speaking of minor things, that we didn't go and collect the tears from. Man, I really was indecisive about which of these two games I want to play, because having started this, I'm now like, man, maybe I should just play some Hunt instead. I kind of feel like playing some Hunt. But Hunt Solos kinda... Hunt Solos are the sort of thing where you're like, yeah, I could play some Hunt, this seems fine, and then you play like a round or two, and you're like, yeah, maybe this whole Hunt Solo thing was not great. Even though it sounds like Han Solo, which is instead pretty good. Someday I might become an Elden Ring player as well. Yeah, why not? It's a fun little game. I mean, it's not little, and sometimes it's not fun, but most of it is fun. And it's definitely a game, though. So we have tree over here. We come in down there, though, right? Yeah. Can we climb down here somewhere? Maybe, if we're definitely committed to that. Sometimes it's enjoyable. I mean, I'm mostly just. I think this is overall a very enjoyable game. Obviously, you can make it unenjoyable for yourself in a variety of ways, but that is the case with most games, I'd reckon. Alright, we do want to kill this tree. I think this gives us the second explodey crystal tier. Not that we really need it, but it would be fun to have. Because that is a very fun tier to have. I appreciate these guys. Ow. I was gonna say I appreciate these guys just hanging out and not really retaliating. I just remembered that we're level 1. So I should probably not just take this very casually while this giant archery man is shooting at me. These guys have garbage anyway. Why am I killing all these and looting them? Let's just move on. Let's not stand there and die. Standing there and dying is a silly plan for silly people, which I'm definitely not. There's just an omen guy here, huh? Weird. Might be a fancy omen guy, what do I know? Does have some followers. Yeah, exactly. Getting hit by giant arrows sounds like a giant pain in the ass. What are you doing? That's death that you're spraying there. Okay. This guy is a little weird. This is not quite... I mean, most of it is the normal Omen moveset, but it feels like he's cutting off his strings a little bit early to do other shit. That is a little bit more unique to him, maybe. That is definitely a normal Omen move. Ow, I just got almost destroyed. I'm getting almost killed by rocks. It's not great. In fairness, many men have died from rocks in the past, so I wouldn't even be that much of an outlier. Maybe not these kind of rocks under these kind of circumstances, but damn. Didn't hit the big guy, that was spicy. With the follow-up anyway. There we go. Earlier when I was looking for the parry, he started doing shit that isn't parryable the entire time, like his punches and kicks. And then I stopped looking for the parry and he went back to it. I think that's death, yeah, goodbye. Oh yeah, I did not remember this tree having no Erdtree avatar and instead being like just an omen with a bunch of followers. That is weird. There's probably a reason for that, as is most often the case in this game. We do get some tears. We get the Twiggy cracked tier and the Crimson Crystal tier. That's just the healing one. Which of those? Oh, this is the you don't lose your souls on death rune or tier. I kind of like that one in concept because the main place where you would use your physics is when you're fighting a boss. So the idea is that if you have this in your mixed class of physics, you just drink your flask at the start of every fight, and or like every attempt, and you will just literally never lose your souls unless you fight them for like 10 minutes and the buff runs out. But most likely, you're just not losing your souls ever, so you could just full send it over and over while you have a bunch of souls in the boss room. However, the counterplay to that is to just not have souls on you when you fight the boss, so that if you do end up fucking up, and if you do end up dying, nothing of value is lost, and then you have the Flask of Physic for other buffs that are much more useful. So it's a cool thing in theory, but kind of dies to opportunity cost, I think. Like, it's not worth the... Like, it's not worth losing the opportunity to put other better buffs in there. Let's see what's on this corpse. It's a smithing stone. Invest your souls in the stock market to protect them from boss-related inflation. Yeah, stock market is the safest place for your souls, definitely. I don't think anyone's ever, like, lost money on the stock market. I guess not many people have lost souls on the stock market. A couple, though, probably. We're kind of in the wrong place here. There's a second dungeon down here that we didn't go to last time. I would maybe like to access that as well. So this guy tells us where to go, and it's right down there. There is a spirit spring here somewhere, but I don't think it's very close. I think I have to double back past the giants a little bit. Or we could just kill this guy over here. How many souls do we have? Nah, I mean, that's a reasonable number, but really what are we using souls for anyway? Let's just send it against the Draconic Tree Sentinel, who is gonna be our next little roadblock for a bit. I'm being done. That was very delayed. I am dead. So he's probably gonna end up one-shotting us with almost every attack, but he's not that bad. I will probably need a couple attempts here. Their base moveset is just like every other Horse Tree Sentinel guy, but they have a couple extra additions because they're the Draconic versions, and they can shoot lightning down from this guy, which hurts a lot. They have some other fancier attacks where there's like lightning everywhere, I think, but I don't quite remember. I think their horse can breathe lightning or fire or some shit. Anyway, it's basically like a normal horse guy with extras. Very spicy, very dangerous extras. But at a base level, it's not so bad, unless you get hit by a shockwave and just kind of die. If all else fails, there are ways to cheese this fight, because this guy guards the capital, which is like the main dungeon in this area, and there are a couple important things in this dungeon, so people have definitely found ways to get past this guy at low level, or when under-equipped, or when too bad to function. But I kind of don't want to do that unless it's a last resort sort of a thing. Not because this is like a really important fight that we don't want to miss out on, but mostly because why bother cheesing if you're going to be doing a challenge run? I don't mind doing some weird shit here and there if there's something funny to do, but if I stand there behind him, sneak up, and just poison him with Poison Mist 5 times while we wait for him to die automatically, then that's not very fun, is it? So I need to stop losing my shields to various not very threatening attacks. Oh, that reached. Okay, fair enough. I'm wondering what these guys are what these guys might be weak to. Because we do have a variety of effects. Let's try Bleed, actually. I don't think we're gonna get many hits in a row anyway, so I don't think we're gonna be using the R1 spam of the curved swords all that much. I'm also not sure we're gonna be using the shield that much. That being said, maybe I should try using it, see how bad it is to block with it in this one. We do get a couple of free hits here, so that's nice. That was too early, yep, I did. That attack is a little slower than my brain says it is. I might just be misremembering. I'm probably gonna stop grabbing my souls at some point. And then I'll go, oh oops, I lost my souls, and then I can finally stop worrying about it. Ooh, that was almost early again. Okay. First swing breaks guard immediately, even though my shield is, for all intents and purposes, fully upgraded for now. Ow. Ooh, that didn't one-shot me, let's go. And the shield actually saved my life. Now, the dangerous part with trying to retreat and heal is this. This fucking horse shooting fireballs at you is actually pretty quick. So he will snipe you while healing and undo your progress, or outright one-shot you. I think if I hadn't blocked that fireball probably one-shots us. Just walks up menacingly like, hey, dead guy, please stop coming over. And I probably can only say no. I am starting off with a little bit more of a struggle here than I was expecting. I've fought these guys a couple of times, and I usually feel fairly comfortable against them, but I think we're just in that sort of area where a few more things are one-shotting me that I'm not used to having to deal with specifically. Like, normally I'd probably go behind him while his horse does this rearing thing, but there's an annoying attack that I get, like, from behind or to the side of him that I'm worried about, so I wouldn't normally just chance it on that because it's not so bad, but I think right now it would one-shot me, so I'm afraid, so I'm standing in front of it and just trying to roll it, and I'm just fucking up. So I'm playing a little dumb. Probably not worth the jump attack there. You get used to all of these being so slow. I don't think I wanna. Oh, fuck me, that was fast. Never mind. Everything being so slow, I hear, or he hears, and is immediately like, oh yeah, slow I am, you say, and just chops me in half. F. Okay, I was about to say I probably need to be a little careful with how much I try to punish these attack chains, because I was playing it a little bit safer there, and that felt a little better. And then I sent 2 swings there and immediately died, so just gotta mentally accept at some point that most of these fights are gonna take a while. Yeah, that is a very fast swing. That's the one I'm mostly worried about when I'm trying to be like on his ass vaguely. Maybe if I'm right behind him it's not so bad. Let's try that. His horse does have a like kick backwards attack, of course. Like every horse always does. I stole that from IRL. Oh fuck, I didn't recognize that it was starting another chain, so I had already pressed the hit him now button. Which the game interpreted as, hit him now, sure, I will, and hits me right away, and then I die. We haven't even reached phase 2 yet, it's gonna be annoying. I should reposition that for that swing. I actually have to pay real close attention to what he's doing. Oh, that is mean. That seems to not do that much damage. Like, it ate our bubble, so of course, like, it looks like it did nothing, but for eating our bubble, the number, or the damage seems pretty low. So that might be one where I can just chance it. Yeah, I need to not punish that. I'm trying to position myself so far behind him that he doesn't do that follow-up attack, but it has not worked out for me in the last couple of attempts, so I need to actually position myself correctly. Oh, let's try parrying the horse fireball, actually. That might count as magic, and we do have carry and retaliation. It might not be worth doing, per se, because it will eat all of our blue juice, but hey, maybe it's gonna be nice. Maybe it's gonna work out. Okay, fuck it, I'm just leaving my souls there so I can just run back to the boss immediately. Yeah, he definitely paid Bethesda for that one. He wants it. Man is part of the downfall of gaming. Makes custom fashion for horses. Yeah, I think their boss is the person that makes fashion for horses because there's more of this kind of guy in the game, and they all have the same fashion, so it's just one guy mass producing it. He's found his niche and he's smoking it. Okay, not swinging here. We could have gotten away with it this time because he did something really slow, but again, playing it slow and safe is probably very important, and will keep being important for the rest of the playthrough. Knight Cavalry has the height of fashion, I say. I died. That was that looked very greedy, but I promise it wasn't as greedy as it looked. Like, that was a badly timed heal, but I had reason to assume that maybe it wasn't an immediate death sentence. Because I was at a weird range where I thought maybe he'll just go for a melee attack, and I would probably be done with healing with, or like, regardless of which melee attack he ended up choosing. So I was sending it there on the hopes that he would choose a melee attack, not that he wouldn't try to punish my heal. But no, he just picked the fireball and killed me, so... That actually has insane AoE, I need to roll that no matter what. I'm not parrying the fireballs, let's say. Oh, I can do that, neat. Oh, that's actually decent damage. It's like playing Street Fighter, I'm parrying the fireballs. Usually they're not horse fireballs, to be fair. I died. Ugh. Not just horse face. Basically any projectile the game considers magic, which isn't as strictly magic as it is just like fancy ranged attack, I think. It has worked against some weird shit. I'm not surprised that it works against the fireballs. I wouldn't have bet my life on it necessarily, but I am not shocked to see that it's working. Carrion sword attacks. I think it's not working against them. That's my guess. I haven't tried. I did the usual thing with holding down the button for slightly too long because I wanted to delay my roll, and that turned into a sprint, which means I couldn't roll, and instead I turned around, and so I couldn't block, and then I just died. If they at some point just give us an actual sprint button, I don't know how they would do that, by the way, but if they manage to give us an actual sprint button that isn't also the roll button, then the game would be so easy, I think. They would have just invented easy mode on the spot, no one would literally ever die again. I hate not being able to hit him there. There as well, if I had hit him there I would have died. Ow. Ooh, close. I'm rerunning backwards for some reason. Oh, I died. No, I'm good. It's all good. We're good. It's fine. Wow, he went immediately into a fireball. Completely avoiding my punish. That should give me time, right? Yeah. I almost fucked it up. I need to stop myself. I'm so used to trying to go for that. I think it works against the tree sentinels, or maybe my muscle memory is just bad. But I need to stop for trying for that parry, or not that parry, that punish. I cannot afford to. I get one hit 90% of the time. That said, I do kind of need to find more ways to keep the pressure up, because we haven't gotten a bleed proc yet. And at least in one attempt we were actually hitting him a couple times, so... It's not going so well. That was fast. Okay, that is so delayed. Yeah, again, I need to only pick my handful of windows and go for this. I do way too much trying to punish windows that aren't actually there. Yeah, I mean, they are technically there, it's just they're only there for the fastest weapons, I suppose. So trying to punish them with anything that isn't like a dagger or something is usually a bad idea. Or maybe if you have like, if you happen to have the correct spacing, then maybe you can do that before the boss can turn around or something like that. I got away with murder. It wasn't murder, unfortunately, otherwise the fight would be over, but... Oh, that was mean. So I'm convinced for now, and I'm... Oh, really? Fuck you. I'm convinced for now that I cannot heal in reaction to dodging a fireball. I think he does a second fireball in time to kill me for trying to heal there. So for now, I will try to actually wait out an attack before I go for a heal, rather than just saying, oh, he missed his fireball, it's time for heal. Yeah, I think if I just play it really patiently, this shouldn't be so bad. But this is only phase 1, and there's gonna be more new shit that will randomly one-shot me in phase 2, so I'm kinda hoping to send it. Again with the greedy punish attempt there. Holy fuck, that's a fast follow-up. I barely get that if I swing immediately, okay. Ah, that was the grounded fireball, I think. Yeah, I was slightly late. I said I can get one there if I'm immediate on it, and then I delayed my punish, and so I got killed. That being said, I think starting off by trying to punish shit that isn't actually punishable is really good. It's kind of like limit testing. You need to figure out what you can get away with and what you can't get away with. If you just immediately go, ah, that looks bad, I'm not even gonna try, or if you just go, oh, I tried it once and it never worked, so I think I will just never try again, then you're just kind of locking yourself out of a lot of good stuff. So you need to continue to try to get away with shit sometimes. Nah. Hit the grounded fireball, that was too close for me to heal. Oh, that was the grounded fireball I was gonna find, good damn it. Yeah, even there, I think it's still understandable to keep trying every now and then, because a lot of the time, things are so minor spacing specific, like, sometimes even just being slightly at a different angle makes it so the enemy attack actually goes over you or something like that. And then your attack actually is punishable, or like the attack is actually punishable and you're doing the right thing. So it does actually take a lot more testing to find out if something is possible or not than just, oh, I tried once and it didn't work. Also, I do the dumbest thing there because I'm not focusing enough. Ugh. So I think that's something I noticed when watching other people play this game blindly, not to mention anyone by name, but there are instances where people try something, they try it really poorly, but they're busy in the middle of the fight so they don't recognize that their attempt was really bad. And then they're like, oh, I got killed for doing this, okay, never trying this again. And then they genuinely never try doing it again. Even though it would have been a good idea, they just fucked up really badly, or they picked the worst time to try it, and then they're like, nope, I have concluded this is not a thing, goodbye. And I think that's just as bad, if not worse, than continuously trying to send it into things that aren't actually punish windows. It's very easy, especially in like these more messy fights where enemies move around a lot and terrain is maybe uneven and that sort of shit, to fuck up for the wrong reasons, so to speak, rather than just because it's not actually a thing. Could have punished there if I rolled or if I swung immediately, but I'll try being patient for now. That one I can punish, it seemed, at least from that angle. That's the ground fireball, fuck me, I can't identify those. Wonder if there's a tell that I'm missing. Not punishing here, playing it safe. I can even block punish that. I wonder if I can guard punish that. Okay, dude. Hey, maybe I jump that actually. That's probably jumpable. That looks very jumpable. I should jump that. I wonder if I can actually get a punish if I jump that, because he might have a follow-up that's fast enough to kill me. But I will try jumping that, I've decided. Might be hard to punish anyway, because I have to be pretty far away from him so the actual swing of the weapon itself doesn't hit me while I'm trying to jump over the shockwave. We're sending a fourth one. It's limit testing time. That's what it's all about. That didn't hit me. I think that means that you can jump the shockwave. I was extra far away to make sure I wasn't actually getting hit by the halberd axe hammer thingy that he's using. But that looked like jumping it is the right idea. I don't think my bleed weapon is the right idea, by the way. I get so few instances where I can hit him, and then there's phases like this where I'm just like, yeah, I'll just be AFK over here for a bit, it's fine, don't worry. Yeah, I rolled slightly too early. This could have been a heal if it was better. I'll send it. I got hit again. Maybe I can get away with healing after a fireball. Oh, fuck, okay. If he doesn't do the overhead smash, I need to also still be safe. One particular boss I have certain complaints about. I don't have that many bosses, I think, that I have like serious, proper, like unfixable, genuine complaints about. I have some minor-ish. Oh, what am I doing? I need to swing. Man forgets to swing a sword in a Souls game. Feels bad. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of bosses that I have minor complaints about, and there's like a lot of niggling issues I have with a variety of encounters, but overall I don't think there's any one major boss where I'm just like, oh fuck man, I can't deal with this. Okay, what I'm learning, that was a really late punish, I deserve to die for this. What I'm learning is that I really should be looking for this little overhead slam that he did at the chain before he killed me here. Because that seems to be like the I am done with my attack chain thing, and that does seem to be slow enough that I can punish it if I'm close enough. This one I was waiting and then running in late and then swinging, so I got killed for it. Yeah, like I said, I have plenty of those sort of things. I think punishing the fireball is actually good. Yeah, I'm gonna keep trying for now. That has not killed me yet, so I'll keep going. That's not the overhead slam, so I'm assuming there's more. That also looked like from that angle you could swing his weapon more if you wanted to. Fuck, sorry, I need to go. That is what I'm referring to. That looked a little different than the one I'm thinking of. I autopiloted that so hard, but I got away with it. Wow, I make good decisions. I do it again. Fuck me, Cube, just chill. Everything is fine. I am so bad, what the fuck? That is so easy to do. Can I stop fucking up, please? And then I'm indecisive because I'm in my head. I think that in 4.5 was I found myself getting mildly irritated with realizing that helps me appreciate how other people might just outright hate them. That's interesting. I've been like when you I was in my head going over what would be like my main main ones that I'd be like having issues with and complaining about. And funnily enough, I think the exact opposite. I think in general the overall boss design in the DLC is really good. So I kind of have the opposite opinion. There's some, like, at least the major ones, I should say. There's a couple of minor ones where that's like very easy to complain about shit. But like the, hey, here's just an NPC fight or something like that, those I did that horribly. Yeah, I think for the minor ones, there's definitely somewhere you can be like, yeah, this is a bit dumb, but for the main ones, I think there's very little that I'd be really complaining about. Main game was seemed okay when I watched people fight most of them. Yeah, there's also a lot of them, is the main thing, I think. In the main game, there are so many fucking bosses, also just regular encounters that sometimes become bosses with, like, bigger stats and shit like that, so it's very easy to have a lot of instances of, like, hey, this fight is kinda dumb, and then it shows up, like, 3 times or whatever, so there's definitely a couple main game bosses where I'd be like, yeah, this does not need to be this way. But, I think overall, like, the discourse about the game's bosses and like fight design and combat design and that sort of shit has been kind of weird since like the beginning, pretty much. Because from almost, oh wow, I am autopiloting so hard and doing the dumbest shit imaginable. From like day one, people have been like, oh my god, the combat is so bad, and like they ruined it. They are going completely apeshit. Mostly looking at like one major example, which is like the one everyone's talking about, the oh my god, hardest FromSoft boss they ever made, blah blah. Which, I don't know, I've always felt a little different about that sort of shit, so... I've rambled about this before, but maybe that was during the DLC stuff, so I'll just repeat it anyway, because what else am I really gonna talk about? But I think a lot of times the people that are complaining a lot are the sort of people that want it to be, or want the Souls game to be this true test of skills, arcadey, just me and my sword, no blocking, well, only parrying, only rolling, no summons, no consumables, no magic, blah blah, like those sort of people that play it as like a challenge. And from this like very purist sort of perspective, there's a lot to complain about. There are a lot of instances where fights are definitely not just like harder, but like hard in a dumb way, where I would also say like, yeah, that's... They kind of want you to fight this as more of a gimmick boss, or at least they want you to fight this in a specific way, and if you're locking yourself out of that way, then you're gonna have a shit time. So I can understand those complaints, but at the same time I think that is not the main design and development goal of FromSoft when they make these games. Like, they are meant to be like challenging and hard games, but not necessarily in the true test of true test of skulls, just me and the boss, totally fair fight, I just gotta be better and whatever. They always throw a lot of weird shit and curveballs and all sorts of stuff. And I think they want it to be like a hard RPG adventure sort of game, rather than a hard arcade or dexterity game. Like, this is not a Guitar Hero level at highest difficulty, but rather like this is at the end of the day still in a lot of ways just an RPG, but not just an RPG, but like an RPG. So like your build and option choices and all that sort of shit should matter to a certain degree, or like maybe even to a large degree. And I feel like a lot of people that complain about the fight design are either choosing to miss that or ignore that. Or rather, are either missing that or choosing to ignore that, rather. I wonder how feasible it is to kill this boss by just parrying fireballs, honestly. Because the FP cost isn't that high. I didn't press the button, whoops. The FP cost isn't that high. I could just add a couple more blue flasks, and then we just sit back and we just parry fireballs all day. That sounds fun. DLC was well worth it. Yeah, I agree, the DLC was good. I was skeptical because it is fairly highly priced, of course, but I ended up thinking that there's a shit ton of stuff in that, and it is also mostly really good stuff, so I think the DLC is great value for money as well. See, I see it as a, like, I see it from the following sort of simple perspective. If I choose not to engage with the mechanics in the game, then that will inadvertently make the game harder, and I have to be conscious of that. If I choose to never, ever, ever block, even if the situation seems absolutely tailor-made and perfect for that, then I can play that way, and I probably can get away with it if I'm good enough. But I am making the fight potentially more challenging or awkward than intended, and that is, at the end of the day, entirely on me. So I understand that some people are like, oh, we don't want fights to be exactly this, or that you have to use X or Y or whatever, and I mostly agree with that. And they mostly don't design fights that way either. But I think people are also incredibly inflexible and very quick to complain when the one thing that they try to do isn't working. Like, it's fine to not say I want to use 100%. I should stop stop trying for that, even if I think I'm early. It's just not worth it. It's not worth the risk. But yeah, I think if like it's rather than oh, the game forces you to do exactly one thing, it's usually the game forces you to do one of three things, but people are choosing to play in a way that they have none of those three things available, or they don't want to use any of those three things. And so instead they say, oh, my one way of doing it isn't working, shit game, rather than, hey, maybe I should try one of these other ways. So I don't think there's a single fight, for example, where blocking is mandatory or even that heavily encouraged. But some people will sit there and refuse to use it at all, and like refuse to use shields at all, and then say, oh, this attack is really hard to dodge, I hate how they designed this attack. And like, yeah, but like, maybe just for this fight, maybe make this attack a little easier to dodge, which is still technically doable anyway if you were just like really practicing it and really getting good at it. Like, if you're using everything but that, then you kinda need to suck it up and say, yeah, I'm making this hard for myself and I'm okay with it. I guess that's just how it works. Like, it's like trying to have your cake and eat it too. Like, I want to do this at level 1, but I hate being one-shot. Duh, bad game. Like, no, at the end of the day, if I want to play this at level 1, I have to accept that there's gonna be a large stretch of the game where the vast majority of things are just gonna one-shot me. And like saying, oh, but I want to play the game my way, and my way is level 1, is like, yeah, okay, sure. That's kind of a silly complaint at that point. Now, I'm making it easy by strawmanning that argument and saying like, oh, I want to play RL1 but not be one-shot. But like, that's sort of just the kind of complaint that I mean. Blocking was also not the greatest choice here as like an example, but whatever. Like, I think, for example, a lot of people are, or that generally rely a lot on blocking with great shields and shit, are a little upset, or sometimes very upset, that they can't just sit there and block every encounter with a great shield, but that the game instead occasionally says, hey, maybe you should really sprint out of this attack, or maybe you shouldn't stand in the red circle, or maybe you shouldn't just block, maybe you should occasionally press the roll button, even in a heavy build. And it's not like they make that impossible. It's not like your block button is disabled just because you're heavy equipped. It's not like your run button is disabled because you're heavy equipped. It's just that the people that only ever block, or at least claim so on the internet, refuse to engage with the other defensive mechanics in the game, even occasionally, to literally save their lives. Oh, that was too early? Fuck, I have to learn my timing again. 2 fights where I thought I can't think of a way to do with this other than blocking. So you think react very little. Yeah, that is the way it used to be, but look at you two. I mean, Cybot hasn't said it yet, but Cybot is one of those people that's like, I wish, or like, I don't remember us talking about it, and Cybot was like saying something to the extent of, I'm probably like misconstruing your point a little bit, sorry. But Cybot was a little bit upset that, hey, blocking isn't that good, like you can't block anymore in these games, or like play a very block-heavy or defensive style. And I completely disagree, but that's kind of my point. You're sitting there saying, oh, blocking is so simple, no reactions whatsoever, and directly next to you is someone saying, essentially, blocking isn't good enough anymore. It's not even that much of a playstyle anymore. Like, again, slightly misconstruing both of your points just to make this a little easier to explain and talk about while playing the video game. But that's already kind of the point, right? Like, blocking is really good, but it's not a I hold RL1 and I'm invincible for the entire game sort of solution. Not blocking is also like no longer the best way of always doing every single encounter. I can't remember many attacks at all, even including the DLC stuff, where I would say I wouldn't know how to dodge this. Like, I think I figured out, with maybe one exception, every single attack, or like a plan or a strategy for every single attack. But also, I am the kind of guy that includes don't be in that spot as part of their strategy. So if I say, oh, this attack is really hard to dodge, then I should probably try to move in a way that makes me not have to dodge it manually, or that I'm just not in a spot where it triggers to begin with. So, like, take that with a grain of salt. So, like, I don't know. I think that this, like, inflexibility is the main issue. That people kind of lock themselves into one thing, and then when that one thing isn't working, it's more of a, oh, the game used to let me do this when the games were simple and easy, which they were simpler and easier. But now I can't do this anymore because they've made the games more complicated and try to make people partake in more mechanics rather than just like one or two. And I think at the end of the day, you're manually locking or like willingly locking yourself out of like mechanics. And then saying, oh, but like, I don't know, I would prefer not being able to, or being able to not ever use those mechanics. So, I don't know. DS3 was not a good game going full blown. Ah, fuck. Alright, Turtle, hello, hello. Yeah, I should also like catch up and chat a little bit. But chat against each other, hell yeah. I'll put words in people's mouths so they start fighting each other. I'm a great streamer. I was saying DS3 blocking is a bit sketchy, but it's super good in ER. And then because you don't take overflow damage when guard is broken, so you can use that to survive a lot of things. Also, like, figuring out when in a combo to block. Yeah, absolutely. But that's, in my opinion, the perfect spot for something like blocking to be. Watching Bango play with a Great Shield, I was initially a little worried, like, oh boy, here we go. But then he gets guard broken so much by all sorts of shit that I'm actually like, hell yeah, that's great. That's exactly what I would want blocking to be in. Not as in, oh, you can't block at all anymore. He has absolutely blocked in a lot of encounters and made the game a lot simpler on the defensive side and used it very well in a lot of instances. But it's no longer a simple, I hold this one button and every single fight is now free sort of game, like you could maybe do in Dark Souls 1, because Dark Souls 1 was, at the end of the day, a very simple game. So I think having to use multiple things, and rather than just one solution fits every single encounter, is, in my opinion, making a better game at the bottom line of it. And if you're limiting yourself to one thing, be that like one level, one playstyle, one defensive style, one attack style, whatever, you're always going to run into hitches because that's simply not what these games are designed for. Like, they are designed to be RPGs at the end of the day, like action RPGs, and saying, oh, I want to only partake in one of 20 mechanics would naturally incur friction in any sort of RPG, I think. Yeah, carry and retaliation has been great for the fireballs. Also, I'm very much just picking and choosing random lines whenever I glance over at the other screen. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you guys, I'm sorry. It's just hard. It's easier for me to just go on a ramble while I more or less autopilot press buttons. And then, please don't kill me. Thank you. I kinda deserve to die there, that was a terrible punish. Whatever. Thank you, Fire Spamming Horse. Yeah, I was musing earlier that maybe it's possible to beat this entirely with just carry and retaliation. Because the spell actually does pretty good damage, or like the projectiles do pretty good damage, and the horse is shitting them out like crazy. So if I just stay away and parry the fireballs, I think I'm good. But obviously that's also a super fun way of doing the fight at the end of the day. I killed myself. I said I should never go for this, and then I immediately go for this. Alright, let me catch up. Not as parrying, my build is less technical than parrying or dodging. Relying on blocking is a challenge in itself. DS3 was not a game to do full block. DS2 was fun, was took a while for some bosses though. I did so like I can actually with confidence speak on DS2, because I did do a Great Shield full blocking playthrough. I even did at least half of a shield only playthrough, as in I was also shield bashing. But I have played all of Dark Souls 2, I guess pre-DLC technically. so maybe not literally all of it. But if you are willing to actually occasionally two-hand your shield, now that's some insane technology, you are actually chilling. I remember distinctly farming easy souls in the fight against Velstadt by two-handing my tower shield, whatever the fuck I was using, some sort of great shield, and putting on the aggro ring and just sitting in a corner while Velstadt wails on me, and then my host walks in and dies to the wide swings anyway. But most of the time it worked out just fine. So, like, you could sit there and just chain block Velstadt while occasionally lowering your guard to get your stamina back. I'm sorry, I was not literally just holding L1. But, like, you can absolutely do insane shit with blocking and, like, have a very good time blocking in Dark Souls 2 for the most part. I think Dark Souls 3 did a lot more when it comes to trying to incur, or maybe not incur, like, try to make it so you get punished for just sitting there and blocking. So, like, instead of just enemies hit very hard physically, there's also a lot more elemental shit, a lot more attacks that will move very rapidly, so you get dead angled, a lot more attacks that are aggressive, so you need to find opportunities to recover your stamina, attacks that will leave shit on the ground, so you're getting like damaged over time for standing and shit. So I think it tried, probably intentionally so, to make just sitting there and blocking a lot less of a thing. And I personally, although I understand that a lot of people do like their simple options, I personally find it very fun when the game... Like, I've said this before in another fight, I think, that there were instances in the DLC, and also, I mean, we did this literally not yesterday, but like in the last stream where we were fighting the weird duo, where I was blocking, I was parrying, I was sprinting, and I was rolling a variety of attacks. I was using all of the defensive mechanics in tandem, and that made the fight feel so much more dynamic and so much better than if I'm just sitting here doing this, or I'm just sitting here doing this every time. In fairness, I like doing this. I've played many of these games pretty much in a row, doing mostly just this. But occasionally doing this and then doing this, or figuring out, oh, I dodged the first hit, then I block the second hit, and then the third one I can parry. That is so cool. That is so fun, and so much more dynamic and engaging than just limiting yourself for only one of them. Oh, it's fun. Good luck. Thanks you for hanging out. Hope you have a good time. So, I don't know, I think they do a pretty good job in Elden Ring. Dark Souls 3 I haven't played very intensively with blocking, so I can't really comment on that much, but... I don't know, Kinja is sweet, but I've only done one FromSoft game. The thing that says there's a difference in player paradigm. Some people view each boss as a puzzle to be solved using all mechanics available to you within a general build. Others see the game as something they make a build what they enjoy playing and then want to beat all content with it. There's a complex program for the creator. Yeah, but like my point is, if you're choosing to specifically only ever do one thing, then I reckon running into friction is pre-programmed, right? Like, the game would be incredibly one-note if one thing beating literally every other thing in the game would be the norm. And I say this as someone that has played a lot of Dark Souls 1, where that is basically the case. Rolling is just simply top one in that game. There is basically nothing better you could do in terms of defense. Blocking is also really good, but rolling effectively trumps everything. If you ever like get good at rolling the vast majority of attacks, there's no reason to do anything else. Even fighting Manus, where you have that special trinket to block his fancy magic attacks, you can literally roll or avoid all of them anyway. So like, it's just too much. It's a little too good. Now, at the end of the day, it's fine. It's a simple game from simple times, and it works well. It's satisfying and it's fun to do. I don't mind it. But like, the game's evolving in complexity and scope, giving you more and more shit, like making the game literally bigger and introducing more mechanics and more bosses and more varied shit, I think very naturally will just work better if you don't just do one thing for the entire playthrough. Like, yeah, I get that you have like your one build or your one main playstyle, but in that case, if you are limiting yourself to the one thing, at the end of the day, you just gotta accept that that's gonna be a little difficult at times, and you need to like find ways of either buffing it to the point where you can go back and do it, or like maybe optimize yourself for a certain encounter, or at the end of the day, maybe just cave and like either skip an optional encounter or cave and do something else, like summoning spirits or summoning co-op or whatever. So I don't know. To me, it's like, if we're putting it to this like degree, like if we're pushing it to the point of like, oh, this is impossible to solve with this one playstyle, which is a hypothetical because I don't think this is true for any of this game. But in this hypothetical, I would say, yeah, I mean, that is kind of a self-made problem at the end of the day. Funny speedrun attack where you parry this guy off the cliff. Since when they stand break hitting and makes him lurch back. Oh yeah, right. I have noticed that before. Tricky because it's the leech before the ledge, but it's possible with some experience manipulating the eye. Very cool. The main cheese I know of this boss is that you can sneak behind him and hit him with the poison cloud, etc. without him aggroing, so you can cheese him that way. Rolling I can do at times, parrying no chance. Yeah, that's like the game at literally no point asks you to parry. There's technically one enemy that can only die to parries, but it is also like a puzzle type enemy that you do not need to kill at all. That is much more of an avoidance encounter. But like between mostly blocking and occasionally rolling, kind of like how Bango has been doing his recent fights, you're gonna be fine in the entire fucking game. I don't know. I think it's like, again, I was pointing at people upset on the internet on early days of release, saying, they killed this game's combat is bad. So I'm not saying you can, like, not do any of the things. I'm just saying that if you're locking yourself into exactly one thing, you're gonna run into issues. Because what was saying, some people went to or to a head character or something, and those of us that made them switch to Shield did find that last one because they're no longer able to play the mode they want. No, that's not necessary. Is that what you think? As for those people who turn off by it. Managed to beat all 3DS games without pairing. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, again, parrying is also like the prime example of a mechanic that is totally just something you choose to do. Most people do for fun or because they enjoy the mechanic, and then end up using it for bosses as well because it's sometimes, if you're good at it, an easier way out. So like, it has always very explicitly, I think, been like the sort of bonus thing that you can do if you're into it, not really anything else. I don't know, I think saying this whole like, oh, if you have to like put out a shield for an individual fight, it makes it less fun instinctively. I think that's like overstating the issue to like personally, I think, but at the end of the day, I don't know a boss that would force you in this game to pick up a shield and block. If you can name me one, I'll think about it and I'll maybe come up with a fucking counterexample. But I don't think this game does it. Does a good job of getting to all these spells. You can go entire game with interacting with first, like parrying, consumables, even spells, etc. Yeah, I agree. That's how like Elden Ring fight does that. I'm talking purely hypothetically. I think it. I mean, that's I guess an issue of degree to me. Then, like, if there's a large section of the game, like, oh, here's an entire area, and, like, you have to play with a shield in this hypothetical, yeah, that's, like, ass, sure. Like, an entire section of the game where you can't do it is kind of ass. But a individual boss fight in a game with, like, how many? I was gonna say hundreds, but I think that's an overstatement, but, like, 100 bosses or something? I don't think it's that bad. Even if it's, like, one of the major ones. Just purely by volume, you're spending 99.99% of the time playing exactly the way you've set out for yourself and you want to, and then in this one hypothetical encounter, you can't do that. I don't think it's that bad. Oh, fuck, I literally didn't even pay attention to what he was saying. I was running in there on horseback and just like autopilot starting to fight him. Can still complain about it, the hypothetical boss. I mean, you can dislike it, sure. And, like, wish it was also just like every other boss in the game, but I would not take that criticism too hard if I was the designer there. I'd just be like, yeah, okay. I just remember Demon Souls, magic weapon spell, which said in the subscription, many night learn this magic just as a spell. I recall being given that impression of, oh, I can literally do no other magic but this and beat the game. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it goes for most of these games, right? Like, magic is also one of the things that's usually completely optional. Right. Guess people get over this over less tend to be difficult for every build. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't talking shit about like, oh, how dare you like say shit about the game or whatever. Like, I was mostly pointing out how people were like, game combat is ruined because I can't do my like true whatever playthrough because it's now very hard. Yeah, like I said, I'm not saying anyone has to enjoy anything. That's kind of what taste is about at its core. I guess we should all be happy that they haven't done that yet, and probably never will. Yeah, fuck. And I mean, hey, they have even gone as far as to make a boss where you're supposed, or where you have to die. Given that there's in Dark Souls 1 an encounter where you have to die. So I think they've gone pretty crazy with some of their designs. Yeah. Just stop autopiloting. I've kind of just not been focusing on this fight at all for the last, like, 20 minutes or something. Just trying to focus up a little bit more again. I am done. Is he just slowly turning in place? Oh, okay, stop. Very ominously just sliding ever closer to face me. It is skippable, but it is not intentional. You have to do a really awkward jump on the elevator side and skip that part of the entire dungeon. And that is very much not intentional. It's to the point where I think even like no-hit runners in Dark Souls 1 tend to just make that exception and just take the death there as like, hey, this is the intended game design here. They don't force blocks either, that's the thing about it. Like, like, me just saying block was unfortunate because it's just what I happened to do at the time. They have in no place in this entire game forced you to block anything, and I don't think they ever will. There are attacks where blocking is, like, the easier strategy, absolutely, and there are attacks where blocking is a bad idea, absolutely. So it's been like a varied like spectrum of encounters and attacks and bosses and designs, and they likely never will change that because that's kind of what they've always been doing, and for good reason. Ooh, I was a bit early on that. Got away with it. I am so bad at recognizing when it's the fucking downward fireball rather than the actual one that goes for me. Shame is still not doing the spoiler shit. I'm curious which ones are officially considered not dodgeable then. Because I can off the top of my head only remember like one, maybe two attacks that I didn't end up finding a setup for or a way around. But again, like I said before, that's also me including the strategy of, hey, I should not be in this situation as part of dodging. Like, my positioning relative to the boss also being an important factor of it. Like, to give an example of that, I think in the Godric fight, for example, when he does the tornado around himself, before he either throws it as a projectile or before he leaps into the air. If you're close to him when he does that, you basically can't dodge it, it's too fast. Technically you could probably dodge it, but like practically it's not really feasible for human reactions to dodge that consistently. So that's technically an undodgeable attack, but practically I think you're just supposed to learn your lesson that, hey, after you hit him there once or twice as your punish, maybe just take a small step backwards so you don't get hit by the undodgeable attack. Several attacks. Yeah, there's one attack that I will definitely say I never figured out, and I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do, and I ended the fight saying that as well. There was also, in like pure combat, one of my least favorite encounters in the DLC as well. I don't know how much blocking would have made that easier either. I just genuinely didn't quite understand what we were supposed to do there. And I am the kind of guy that has figured out a lot of dodges that people were initially like, oh, I don't know how to dodge them. Look forward to when we get to that. I don't know if I'll be alive in this like fucking half a year or whenever that's gonna happen, but we'll see. Surely by then people have figured out a strat. But that being said, I also am very willing to do all it takes in this as a one playthrough, so if there's a way that's like, I can block it with the right sort of setup, then I will just block it instead. I will say fingers, that probably doesn't reveal anything to anyone that hasn't played the DLC already. Or is afraid of like spoilers. I should stop doing that. I've been doing this every time and always dying, or like half the time dying. So we haven't gotten a bleed proc then, or yet this entire fight, even though I've been having a couple of good series. Yeah, I mean, part of the reason why, and I've said this before at the start of this run, part of the reason why I like Soul Level 1 challenge runs is usually that the difficulty is mostly in a sort of sweet spot where you are, at least offensively, still gonna be pretty much fine. Like, there's enough ways of doing damage that you can do okay damage even at a base level. But defensively, you have to actually dodge shit and actually learn the fights. So it's like usually a pretty good starting point for learning the game better and like getting good, for lack of a better word. It's kind of like, to phrase it in a more condescending and negative way, it's like baby's first challenge run, in the sense that like this will help you teach, or help teach you, no, this will force you to actually learn the various bosses' attacks and force you how to like solve all the encounters in a way, rather than just scooting by on like having a lot of health and healing, which you definitely can in a lot of encounters otherwise. Okay, you're doing something dumb. Let's not punish. Thank you. Having to thank myself for not doing the dumb thing. Very good. Reached a high point in our brain career. Don't remember that fight well enough. It was actually one of the ones that I started with the most. You recommend just tanking it? Yeah, that's what I ended up doing as well. But I was not very happy about it. And I kept trying, and I could find a way to reliably dodge the follow-up, but I could not dodge the initial one. Yeah, no, I'm mostly just saying that it probably stuck a little bit more in my mind comparatively, because not just of issues like that, but also the fact that I was overall not doing good with it. Fuck me, I'm dead. Yeah, I'm fine. I'll let you. The front ended also dodge it normally, no one's worked it out. Yeah. Yeah, that just, since it's also not that much of a gimmick fight, I do wonder what the fuck they were thinking, like what the fuck the plan is there. How the fuck you're supposed to be dealing with it. Hey, I didn't immediately end myself at phase 2, let's go. I'm even playing patiently, wow, look at me. I'm gonna run out of blue juice and die at some point. Oh. Ay, we got away with murder. Need to roll forward sooner. Okay, just stay the fuck away from that move. I rolled early. Oh, I didn't die, that's good. I have one more of those in me, then we need to drink. I do have a blue stus, I think. Oh, his buff ran out. I didn't know it did that. That's sick. Oh, he still does the magic shit. His buff just ran out. Alright, fair enough. I am pissed. Didn't do the big slam this time as a follow-up. Maybe I was too far away. Oh, never mind. This is the attack where he does the follow-up. Well, I was gonna say fuck you and the horse you rode in on, but the horse kinda carried the entire fight for me, so I can't really complain. Cancelled on what do you mean? I last hit him with melee. When you think about the DLC, is that after beating base Elden Ring, I thought I will not replay this game for a long time, and I didn't, but the DLC made me go, I want to try this again with another world. Yeah, I kind of felt the same way, although I had played more Elden Ring than just one playthrough. I had done quite a few. I had a lot of hours in the game already, basically, but since the DLC, I've kind of always played it a little bit. Not like every day, 10 hours a day. I wish. But like, not every day, like hours a day, but I definitely have a little bit of Elden Ring brain after playing the DLC, which is cool. That's another for the YouTube highlight to make people think you beat him R1, I see how it is. Yeah, I mean, we did definitely do quite a few R1s as well, so I'm not too worried. Wouldn't consider this full cheese. That being said, it is actually shocking how good that is against them. We'll probably use that against the other one later as well, Smile. But yeah, Carry and Retaliation, doing what Carry and Retaliation does best. Being really fucking good. Alright, let's see how bad this dungeon is. Because even though I now have access to lane door, which is where my anti-one-shot ring is, I am not going for it. It is retaliating, hell yeah. You shoot fire at me, I shoot lightning in your face. Actually, that was magic swords, never mind. The carrion way. Hello there. You're not Alexander. I do kind of remember there being a lot of suicidal jars in this then, if this is the dungeon I'm thinking of. Yeah, like these ones. These are the ones that explode on death, right? Yeah. I guess they're not that suicidal, they just explode on death. Let's go here first. The skull that carrions about you. That's the teleporter trap, yeah, okay, it's this dungeon. I don't remember how to go through this dungeon exactly. Let's check this side first. I remember there's some weird shit here. Like, these teleporter traps take you into very similar room layouts, and it's trying to confuse you into thinking you're not making progress, but you actually are. And you have to figure out the kind of cheeky chest teleporter network. Good Golden Retaliation and the Trees and No Shield is by comparison. I have played Golden Retaliation for all of the characters live that you saw in the Elden Ring DLC, and I felt like it's not nearly as good. It's fine, it's still like a good parry skill, and I did very occasionally take advantage of the ranged parry, but very, very occasionally, whereas Carry and Retaliation is like no mana cost if you fuck up, plus blocking magic, plus best parry frames, plus L, plus ratio, plus maiden list, so it's just kinda... It is not golden either, true. Oh, Golden Retaliation. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, sorry. I thought you meant Golden Parry. Whoops. Done with such a match use for Rainbow Stones. Yeah, true, actually. I should do that. I probably won't, because I'm lazy and can't be arsed to equip them right now. But I should. Ow. Dickhead. Stop throwing jars at me. There's a dickhead up there. He's throwing draws at me. Other dickhead also stopped throwing draws at me. I do wonder what my best option is for killing these little construct gurgle thingies. Wait. Hello? Oh right, that's how they die. That's how I die as well. What? I got baited so hard, I thought he was dead! Alright, you got me. I gotta take that all. I gotta hold on. I got shot on. Soldiers of fortune, yeah. Mind game by pair of pots. Hey, pots are quite something in this game, right? Don't undersell them. But yes. What do I use against these fucking gurgles? I don't know. I probably don't care about Holy either, but whatever. Let's just do this. They are the true champions. Only one of them, but yeah. They are the champions, my ayos. Alright, let's end it. Let's see. Where doth one endeth up? What about the giant one? He's probably a champion too. Nah, he's probably just running like illegal arena cage fights. And recording them and making a boatload of money with them. Sure, let's use rainbow stones. Wait, I have... please tell me I have some of these. No, these are not the ones. There's arrows that leave crystal shards behind, I think, and I was hoping I had some. Just because that's a weird novelty item that I think literally no one has ever used in the entire game. I died, goodbye, it's over. I used fucking rainbow stone. Love those. Yeah, they're super cool. I wanted to show them off, but I don't have any. Maybe I can make some, but at that point we're now putting in a lot of effort. Highlight distant dark points of interest. Oh yeah, that's cool. That makes sense. We could also use them... I was gonna say on Bango, but that's probably not the right grammar. But it is how it feels sometimes. But yeah, we could use them with Bango when playing with them. Here they are. Phew. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. I think that's cool. Shoot a monster with light arrows. It shows you on which zone is traveling to next. No, that's the paint arrows. We don't have those yet. It's pretty good though. Alright, I marked this as right side because this is where I came in. Realize I don't think I've used them on enemies. Can we create a Christmas tree avatar? We should try. I highly doubt, but it would be sick. Any volunteers? Aside from the guy that's about to kill me? Yeah, certainly some. I miss. Ah! Whoa, that works! Dude, you're a genius! That's sick! Look at him, he's sparkling! He's so pretty, look at him! You lit him up. Alright, dude, it's time to go at some point, man. Just... You're... Oh my god, whatever. Anything for viewers, I guess. There, sorted. If someone persisted after this and you could just pick them back up if they bothered you? Yeah, that would be really neat. Sounds like the best use case for those arrows. Yeah, I mean... These are not great enemies to try a shot like that on, so I'm probably not gonna bother. That's how I kill them. Right, okay, we've got the strats. Neat. He can light our ways without lanterns. You're actually so smart. That's crazy. The mad genius. That is such a good idea. We might not have the recipe yet. We need to get the recipe. Didn't think they were very useful, and I've seen the ID set race at yeah. Get the fuck out of here. Is that a chest? No, I'm just hallucinating. Spicy. Oh, I'm marking the way right now. That one-shots me, I am pissed. Look, as cool as they are, maybe this is not the way for me to do it right now. Some invader comes and sees a bunch of twinkling fools coming for him. That would be very neat, yeah. I wonder if it does... Oh yeah, sure, it should load in actually, and even if someone joins late. People use them to mark areas for fight clubs and shit, so... It would be weird if they didn't load. So yeah, that probably does work. But yeah, I think we've had our fun. I think it's time to just use them the normal way. And just focus on actually clearing the dungeon and maybe not dying every 2 seconds. Man, I hate how much damage these fucking gargoyles do. They're so annoying. For such shitty little enemies. They don't need to be this swole, but they are. Two people have them T-pose at 2 ends of a corridor to denote the fight zone. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. Don't one-shot from a backstab, huh? Okay. Where did the other guy come from? Here. These guys are so much easier with the shield. Fuck me, I should have done this the entire time. Fuck your lightning pots. Get the fuck out of here. Poke. Done. Alright, I got shot on both sides in this area, so let's pick one and continue this way. Do we pick the chest or do we go down towards the formerly secret passage? Now just passage. Should make blocking more technical. Yeah, the perfect timing blocking thing is really neat. Yeah, it lasts quite a while though. It's definitely true that it would be nice if they turned that into a proper mechanic instead. But it's cool that they give us something in general. Nah, fuck it, we're staying. Let's fight like a gentleman. Like gentleman. No, never mind. I rolled early, I did. Goodbye, it's over. I thought that was the spin, I was so sure I was dead. You know what? Just gonna make this a smidge easier for myself. Okay, that was the spin. That was also a spin. Jar spin. Seen it earlier would be OP as a talisman, but definitely wish I could play more of the game like that. I still haven't tried it at all, to be fair, so I can't really comment, but I do like the concept a lot. Great rune effect will be middle ground. I agree. Great rune effects are also in dire need of being a little bit more cool and interesting, so I would be into that. Isn't there a lever or something? No, never mind. Don't know how cool it actually is because I never used shoots my TSA, but it sounded like a neat idea. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it used and it looks pretty powerful. So I like it. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of like mostly like Sekiro parry, because that's also just like pressing block at the right timing sort of a thing. So I would probably enjoy it, since I enjoy Sekiro. Guard countering the owner. Yeah. Guard counters are also red. I agree. Dickhead. No, you, the imp. Alright, no jumping off the ledge for you. Actually, maybe, since you're still alive. No, I gotcha. Die, monster. You don't belong in this world. Hulk. Wheel. Alright, enjoy food. Don't get eaten. That is good advice. This is the same room, right? Yeah, I think so. See, I haven't been using my rainbow stones because I died too much, and I stopped dropping them because I died too much and I didn't feel like dropping them every time. And now I regret it. Such is life. This is the same room, yeah, that just leads up there. We didn't really get to accomplish anything from up there, though. Still no church, what? Smaller surgeons also? So one of these rooms isn't actually like the ones we think they are. Words. Oh hey, there's a ladder here, need. I found it, I found a different room, it's fine, don't worry about it, guys. So this dungeon, like I said before, is a little weird, because these teleporters lead you to other sections of the dungeon that look pretty much exactly the same as the ones you've been in. But they are actually different places sometimes, so you have to really figure it out. And rainbow stones are a really good way of doing that. You can also just kind of brute force it. I usually just keep sending it until it mostly works out, because at the end of the day the dungeon is only so complex. Hello there, Jarman. I'm late. Oh, thank you for not killing me. She'd say someone else complained about the temperature, she'd force feed them as she was going to force feed them too. How do you still have a job? Anyway, wasn't there a thing up here? Destruction added. Right, we haven't been down here yet, let's go here. This does mostly look like where we've been before. Is it the same room though? It is not. There are small differences that you can focus on, like the fact that this corner still had a plant that we haven't looted yet. These do not respawn, these ones, so you can tell that we're in a different section, even though it looks the same. Right. So let's try taking this teleporter instead, since this was completely useless last time. Fucking drug culture. This is what happens on drug culture. Aha, different room. I prefer when these guys just charge at you and immediately try to explode, it's kind of funnier. That being said, they always make me miss those serious Sam enemies that go ah as they charge at you and try to explode. For some reason, those always kind of tickled me the right way, even though it's such a dumb and kind of not great concept. But it's just, I don't know. I guess I'm also just sometimes a little dumb, so it works out. Man, it's been 3 hours of stream already. We've done hardly anything. I was stuck on the fucking boss too long. Like, we've been fighting that guy for like 45 minutes, I think. Yeah, pretty much. That was my throat actually giving up while I was doing that thing. Very good. I had a little spreadsheet of how much I've been streaming recently, and goddamn, I've been working my ass off basically. Goddamn. I've streamed 16 days in a row now, and all of them have been like, I think the average was like 4 hours 19 minutes or something, which is absolutely insane. Hey, we're back at the start. Now, I did have 3 days of work last week because I was sick, so those are bloating my numbers a tiny bit, but aside from that, it was also actually during times where I have to function. So that is pretty good. Oh, this fight. That's a little annoying. Do I have anything clever for the ads? Because I think I will get in trouble if I just ignore them. I guess it's not impossible to just do shit like those. He does have a couple of good range attacks, but he chooses not to use them very much. That is not a raw catch, thankfully. I should have died in most other Elden Ring fights. Oh, I'm not using my shield. I was blocking with my sword. Whoops. Wait, blocking with your sword, that's an option. Don't tell the no-shield players. Alright, let's stop fucking up. There you go. Oh, that has a follow-up. I was unprepared. Death. Happens to go inside when you get up on your weekdays? Very good. Alright. It's a bit early on this buff, but surely we'll get hit anyway. I'm wondering if I should pick a bigger weapon to try and cleave down the ads, but honestly, while my weapon was buffed, it made them die pretty quickly. Man, I've been so overloaded with shit I want to play recently. That's probably a part of why I'm streaming so much. It's because like I want to just play shit, and a lot of the time I could also be streaming the stuff that I want to play anyway. But a lot of it also just takes an ass load of time. Like, this playthrough is gonna take fucking forever. I want to play some Total Warhammer again with Ard. We've been recently dabbling a bit. But unfortunately that's sort of the game, or the kind of— oh fuck, I died. I screwed myself running into that corner. That's also the sort of game that I basically can't play outside of, like, I guess holidays, really. Weekends to a very much lesser degree, because it just like destroys all of your time. Your time just evaporates playing stuff like Total Warhammer. It's crazy. I wanted to play some more Terraria recently, which also takes a fucking ass load of time usually. Especially since I usually tend to play those games, or like those runs, fairly thoroughly. Wanna play Elden Ring, wanna play Hunt, wanna play Cult of the Lamb I've recently been in the mood for. Mostly just because I saw the update, I suppose, but still. Ah, fuck. Oh, I am so dead. Thank you for not roll catching. I leave. Cold slow on the menu. I'm not, like... I am a little worried about it if I was to start a playthrough, which I'm not starting a playthrough. I was, like, there's a chance we're playing it with Bango and co-op. But, it's only a chance, and I'm, like, sort of, like, half committed to the idea. I have a lot of worry that if I was to start a playthrough of that, even in co-op, that I would get bored of it after like one sub. Because I don't know how much they could have really realistically done in the last couple updates that I didn't play, which is all of them. To the point where I would suddenly really enjoy playing it some more. It was already a fairly simple game. A fun and cool game. I really liked the concept and like the looks and the visuals and like the atmosphere. There was great idea, great game in theory. But like it was a little primitive as far as like gameplay and like roguelite stuff goes. Ah, I got grabbed. Please be one of the good grabs. Nope, I did. Fuck's sake. Doesn't look like you add much more to the actual gameplay. I don't know, I mean, there were like 2 or maybe 3 major updates, so there's a good chance that there is more to it. But yeah, it was a little on the primitive side. So I'm worried that I would sit down and be like, hey, let's do some fucking Cult of the Lamb. Let's get culty in here, and then I would do like a set and everyone's enjoying it, and then maybe I'd do a second set with like an asterisk of like I'm not really loving it that much, but I guess it's like let's maybe do that. And then I'd probably just like drop it and everyone's kinda like upset or sad, not upset per se, but like sad that their fancy characters aren't there and like the potential isn't really being used properly and shit. So I'm just worried that even if I do start a playthrough even in co-op, that I will just immediately be like, yeah, no. Oh, that roll caught me. Yeah, fuck it, I'll run over, it's fine. So yeah, I don't know. I feel a little weird about that. But we'll see. This is very cute, and I like the vibe. It's neat. I don't think there's anything I could really put in here that changes much, is there? No. Let's try bleed. Could also try parrying the gladiator, I suppose. It's weird, I don't really struggle with his normal attacks that much, it's just the grab killing me that is a little frustrating. And it's also a little frustrating that I have to kill the ads every time. But it's not like this is a major chore, they die quickly enough and they lag behind a lot, so I just kite main man in a circle for a little bit, and then we run in and we do a little swing, and then we leave. Oh, he staggered from that. Ooh, you dickhead broke my bow. That was a fast bleed. Alright, naked man. Oh, I see, so those are important because he hyper armors with them. I didn't notice any other weapons. I am early, yep, goodbye. That jump is fucked, honestly. That's I bait you into rolling attack, because they fucking hover in the air for an extra second in the least realistic or believable of ways, just to roll catch you. Which feels a bit mean for a heavy damage jumping attack. I think I'll try to ignore the jars this time, honestly. Let's try to lure him over to the side of the room and see if we can just fuck him up. So far the fucking up is working out quite well. Thank you, Bleed, for doing bleed things. I dodged it, let's go. That was kind of hard to tell because of the lighting. But if I have to turn on my lantern on the way here every time, I'll probably also be sad, so I'll just have to accept that it's gonna be dark. I died. I forgot to hit the bubble, I thought I was dead. Got him. Actually, he didn't reliably one-shot me either, so I think we're always gonna be fine. Soul Jars of Fortunes. Yeah, honestly pretty easy. I did not really need to struggle with this guy. Let's not do this. Wait, I didn't get a grace, or if I did get a grace, then I didn't rest at it, so we still don't have a grace up by that entrance. Fuck. Let's go back to the entrance from here then and try to take the Spirit Spring jumping up. Thank you. This was, like, I don't know. The previous one we did do a little bit of cheese, so I don't feel that good about it, but I also don't feel that bad about it either, so whatever. And, like, this one was just not that interesting of an encounter at the end of the day. Nothing major has happened yet. Well, so my plan now, because we're actually right here in Lanedale and we actually did open it up, so it's time to actually go in there and do shit. The main reason I'm here, and the main reason why we're gonna grab something and then probably leave right away, is that there is a talisman here called the Ritual Shield Talisman, if I recall correctly. I might be wrong. We'll find out. And, yeah, you don't get a grace from killing him. Weird, that might be one of the few bosses that... Although, the world bosses don't always drop a grace. Never mind, I'm done. But yeah. We're gonna run through, get that fucking talisman, and then leave is the plan. Now, there is going to be a downside to that that might instead lure me into doing the entire place. There is gonna be dialogue with Melina here, and she's gonna be like, hey, you've reached the capital. I guess it's time for us to part ways, bye. And then she leaves, and then I'll be like, yeah, sure, no worries. She does miraculously give me the power to level anyway, so we're not missing out on anything there. No, but we're gonna miss out on some dialogue maybe occasionally if we don't have her with us, so I kinda would prefer that not happening. I don't think I can prevent it. I will try. And the main way I will try is by not resting at the next grace. Also, time for a beautiful vista. Because even in the base game, they were actually already really good at giving you fantastic establishing shots. Very true. Right, so I hope that by not resting here, we can avoid the Melina thing. Now, if we die, she might just be like, hey guys, sit down next to the grace with me and let's talk it out. So there's a chance that we'll just run through here and we'll not die. Now, in other news, I used to remember where the item is that we need. I no longer remember where the item is that we need. I know it's not too far deep into the place, and I have a couple spots in my head where I know that it isn't, so that's always helpful. But yeah, this place is also very run-through friendly, thankfully. Like, there's a lot of shit happening, but you can actually run through a lot of this without too much trouble. There's gonna be a grace over here, so we're gonna go for that. Actually, we have to go past a Earth Tree avatar to get to the grace, right? Anyone following me, trying to kill me right now? Someone is definitely throwing pots at me. Seems like we're fine. Sure, where is item? Hello, Earth Tree avatar. The avatar that trees earthly. That's alright, Art. Hello, hello. Hope your Frenching is going on. By the Colosseum, thank you. It's the opposite of where we're going right now. I don't want that attack. Every other attack is fine with this attack assassin. Too far. Too much of a coward. Fuck you. Spicy. So the issue with that attack isn't even that it's that hard to dodge, it's just that there are elements here on the road. I was afraid of running into the cart and having my movement blocked, and in general, we're just having the game decide to randomly be done with me for now. Alright, cool, cool. Yep, that's also something you have to play around sometimes. It's the added difficulty mode that makes it so sometimes you just have to start the game again. It's kind of like missing a skill check in Dead by Daylight and the generator blows up. It's like you missed the skill check in Elden Ring that you weren't even sure you were taking, and the game blows up, so you have to start it again. Outplayed indeed. They got me. Wait, I thought that... Wait, give me 1 second. I need to check something. Discord is kinda shut. I have a, like, school-related Discord that I'm in for school purposes. And I wanted it to not show my, like, activity status and shit because I want people from there coming in here and being like, yo, what the fuck? I kinda wanna keep that sort of, like, separate. So there's a setting that you can set per server to be like, don't share my activity with the server, so I was like, sure, let's do that. But for some reason it's still, like, at least it looks like it's still showing my activity status anyway. So I'm a little annoyed about that. Maybe I just misunderstand what the thing is supposed to be doing. Right, so Colosseum, I think that's over here. No, wait, that's up by the tree, right, so we're not actually going the wrong way. What is the shortest road for me to get there? Let's see what happens if we try to go through here. I know this door is closed, but we can go up here, and I don't know... I don't remember what my best route is, but this might be one of the routes that I could take. There's also a lot of death to be had here. Thank you, rare gravel stone, apparently, according to the video game. Ow, death. Shot in the ass. That guy's to blame. Man, where's my Gower's Ring of Protection, or whatever the fuck it's called? That was a cool ring in Dark Souls 2. Very unique concept, shame they never brought it back. Give Bolt. Unfortunately, that was Arrow. It was very big Arrow too, but yeah. Everyone got a bad name there. I guess I'll just chug those, huh? It's not like we're fighting anything. At least gives me one chance of not immediately croaking. This. If I take this tightly enough, they should be forced to stop shooting soon. I'm going the wrong way, this does not lead up. Right, he has perfumer shit on him, what a guy. I kind of forgot they could do that. You don't usually see those random soldiers live long enough to do weird shit like that. Usually you just go there and punch them and then they do. Right, let's go where I would normally go. I think... Oh no, wait, I have an idea of where I would go to progress. How do I get there? I don't know. Let's just run through for a bit and see where we end up. No, I'm in the right spot. Neat, this is where I wanted to go. My instinct was correct. We climb up the wing here. That leads us up to where we need to be. Assuming we don't just get shot here. DS1, I like the combination of the makes too hard to see ring and the needs to be near to enemies to aggro ring. Isn't that Demon Souls? Or maybe that exists in Dark Souls 1 as well, I just never used it. Demon's Souls had the, I think, Thief Ring that made it harder for enemies to detect you. That was really, really good in that one area with the flying fuckers. So that's probably what I'm thinking of. But it probably also exists in Texas one, actually. And I just never tried. Yeah, this is the way. I'm correct. I'm in the right spot. I just need to not get shot. Or lightning. Thunderbolt and lightning. Very, very frightening me. Never played Demon's Souls. Oh, I see. Fair enough. Then it must be in Dark Souls. Alright, almost there. Colosseum is right over there. Ignore the giant gargoyle. And he will ignore you. I think we just cross over here right away. Yes. And then there's a couple of duelists up here. Let's put our bleed weapon to good use again. Oh yeah, this is an axe guy. I don't know if I like axe guy. Bonk. Axe guy is very sturdy. Axe guy also has attack patterns that I don't see very frequently. No, I didn't get my crit. Oh, almost died immediately. I do love my very slow, very long-reaching attacks. But yeah, like I said, I'm not very good against these guys. You don't really fight them pretty much anywhere. I think there's only like a handful of them in the game entirely, and I think half of them are bosses in those dungeons, like we've fought before, so not an enemy that you get very familiar with, at least not easily. I kind of want that golden seed, actually. What's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? Whoa, that one-shots me from there. Unlucky. Hey, we got the golden seed though, so that's worth it. I wasn't really using those souls anyway, so it is fine. Man, I'm really hoping to get a little bit more progress on this set, because we kind of just didn't really go anywhere. Literally all we did was one dungeon and one Forest Mountain. And now we're just running through Lando rather than clearing it, since we're gonna clear it later. Alright, let's try not to die this time. Would be nice. He did kind of steal our bubble with his dumbass little jab thingy. I think he's about to stagger in. Or crumple really. Damn, those charge heavies do so much bleed damage. Yeah, okay. I should just do that, just be on the offensive. Hey, we got the duelist greaves. Their set is actually a rare drop. They can, or they don't have to drop it, so we got pretty lucky there. Even find one piece. I wonder if these guys can even drop the cloak, because they're not using it. This does come with the cloak, though. Well, there's the Greaves again. Alright, streamer RNG. And here's our shield talisman. Charge effect actually inflict more status. I would assume that the heavy attack inflicts more status. I don't know if charged attacks do more than normal heavy attacks, but I'm pretty confident heavy attacks do more, so... That was just... like, that's the one instance where I'm using fully charged heavy attacks, just because they're just getting up, so... That's kind of what I mostly meant. Like, the 3 big hits actually building up bleed very quickly there. That being said, they also seem to be pretty weak to bleed, which makes sense, given that they are, naked. Elden Ring. The gold mask isn't here yet, right? Yeah, we haven't progressed that coastline yet. Schmittingstone. Starfists. These are actually pretty good, I hear, although I've never used them myself. Still not entirely sure I want to be running fist weapons. I kinda... They are good. But I've kind of used fist weapons and daggers for a fairly long time on my last main. I played this guy for a while character. And the amount of times where you're just literally not hitting enemies because your attacks do not reach the hitbox, or hurtbox rather, of the enemies is, it just it just hurts me, okay? Like, I feel very irritated at this point about that sort of shit. So, I'm not quite ready yet to go back to punching or, like, fisting and daggering people. Anyway, I think we got what we came for, so we could leave. Or we could start clearing those. But we could also just leave. Do you ever go up there? Oh, that's the broken bridge, yeah. We've been up there actually, funnily enough. I think we leave. So, my main goal would be Radon. Yeah, wanna go fight Radon. Now, I think a reasonable person might get the last talisman slot first before going to fight Radon, especially since we now acquired a good new talisman that we're gonna be using a lot. I'm not a very reasonable person, unfortunately. Hey, Roger's letter. What up? I forgot to tell you, but it seems D has a younger brother. I heard he lies in a deep sleep in the aqueduct beside the eternal city of Nokron, and it said he stood before the Prince of Death not far beyond that spot. Yeah, it's gonna be at least like a minute until we reach that point, but sure, don't worry, we'll meet D's brother at some point. I'm sure we'll also inadvertently get him killed somehow.
No. I need to do better than this. This will never kill a god. I can do better than this. It needs to slay a bloody god. Oh, it's you. Don't pay me any mind, it's not important. Just lay out your arms.
No dialogue about that, unfortunately. So, let me think. And by think I mean let's Elden Ring Wiki Radon. Star Scourge Radon, my friend. He's strong against sleep and holy. He's weak to pierce and oh yeah, Scarlet Rod, huh? He doesn't seem to have major bleed resistance, so I think we're gonna bleed him. Seems pretty strong against holy, funnily enough, but it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, I think we're gonna be using the Flamberge, and I think we're gonna bleed him, so I'm gonna upgrade this. This has been kind of our go-to beat stick of choice anyway, since bleed is just so strong, and not very many things are immune to it, so it's also fairly flexible. So let's give this all we got. Boom, plus 17. I wish we had a better bleed, whatchamacallit, bleed Ash of War, because Bloody Slash is kinda not great. We're only using it for the affinity. But I think that is what we're gonna be going with. We could upgrade the shield a bit more. That immediately would give me a guard boost thingy. What does Bloody Slash even do, really? It's a Bloody Slash. I don't know how to describe it better. It's like a weird diagonal horizontal. Oh, you mean like in terms of mechanics? Well, it has more reach. It is pretty good for cleaving multiple enemies if they're in a line, which happens sometimes. And I think it also builds up bleed quite a bit. I don't know how much because it doesn't have like numbers on it, but I have used it for those purposes. We killed the Red Wolf of Radagon using Bloody Slash a lot, for example. So there are definitely some use cases here and there where I have been using it, but I don't use it a lot, basically. Like, I very, very rarely use it. And it also hurts you using it, so that does factor in as well. Apply bleed at a distance. Yeah, but it's not a great distance, you know? Like, that's not what I would call, like, hell yeah, let's apply bleed at a distance. That's more like, let's apply bleed from fairly close up and personal. Not, like, entirely close, but fairly close. Anyway, so we've upgraded the Spirit Ash, so we get to talk to her now, and she's like, hey, I'm getting really good at the spirit tuning thing, thank you for believing in me, and we get the curtsy emote, which is neat. Pretty much nothing aside from the fact that it is bleed. Bleed application on a Nasha 4 is pretty good. So, like, it's not like a long-range projectile thingy or a, oh my god, insane damage sort of thingy. But it does apply a decent amount of bleed while also hitting moderately hard at fair range for a melee attack. So it's... you can rest here. Yeah, you always could. Unlucky. I guess I could equip this Great Rune because we might end up actually using it at some point. Mixed Wondrous Physics. So how do we not die to Radon and how do we kill Radon? I guess these are questions that people have asked themselves before. Canonically even, how do we kill Radon has probably been a question for a while. Enhances dodge roll for a time. Not sure I've ever actually used that. It's kind of all irrelevant since you do have to go back to somewhere you could go anyway, but yeah, I agree. I mean, it does kind of help for like, I want to quickly level to reach the next breakpoint for something, or to be able to equip something, or whatever. So I think there is value to being able to rest here. I think this is just what we're doing for. Let's put some of our stuff in the bin. Don't need this, or this, or this. Don't need that. Don't need you. Forked hatchet. 2 great stars. Star fists, goodbye. Don't need... Actually, we could use those, so I'll keep them. Don't need this or that. Those could be useful. I'm not sorting my clothing right now. We can get rid of the smaller arsenal charms. We can get rid of the smaller amber medallion. Oh, we don't have any of the upgraded resistance charms yet. We don't have the basic physical resistance charm yet. That's interesting. Oh, I've been equipped with the Prince of Death postule the entire time. We've had extra death resistance, guys. It's very good. We're fine. Don't worry. We like when we got hit by none of that death, we would have resisted it very slightly more. So we were good actually. It's all good. We were fine. Oh, sorry. I am checking the phone real quick. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think that's just it. I think we're just sending it. I was gonna try exploring a bit of Kaled before we start fighting Radon, because I foresee this taking a while. As in, like, this is probably the sort of fight that's gonna take us a while. As in, like, couple days, or a couple sessions. So, I do hope you guys like really long and difficult boss fights. Or rather, like, not long fights, but like long grinds against bosses that are very difficult. But yeah, we're here for the festival. Hello.
I must admit that you must have heard by that Starscurt once he's out as of now. The way ahead is clean.
Hello, love. We're not gonna summon you, so let's get the gesture right now. Get the polite bow. Very good.
Champions, welcome.
Thank you.
Indeed,
Hello, Alexander. It's been a second. Oh yeah, we never opened the other side of the Great Tunnel, so I never met him there. Will we have gotten something for doing that? Probably nothing interesting. But yeah, so now we're here for the Great Festival, and the Great Festival is to try and hunt and maybe ideally put Radon down for good finally, who has been absolutely mad and just roaming this battlefield and fighting and eating everyone. So yeah, we're here for that. This is a fun time. Now, you can actually turn this into a fun time by summoning the 800 phantoms that you're meant to be summoning for this fight, because all these people that we just met at the entrance, and many more, actually have summon signs that you can use during the boss fight in the arena, and they will immediately spawn and run in and fight Radon for you. And it turns into a big old brawl, and it's really fun. I'm a fucking idiot, so we're not doing that. We're not summoning for this. I saw you suggesting that I could summon you, Ard, but no, I'm sorry, I'm not summoning for this. For now. We might end up still using the NPC phantoms, because the fight is kind of designed around them, rather than you fighting the guy manually. There are a couple issues with trying to fight him manually, so we'll probably at least struggle a little bit. But yeah, we'll see how well it goes. Oh, that's the Stake of America. That's not a summoning pool. This is the summoning pool. So yeah, it's time for Radon. I have twice before beaten him without summoning people. Like, without summoning the phantoms and shit. First one has been a very long time, second one has also been a while, so I am gonna have to basically learn the entire fight. We're always gonna have this sort of opening right now, where we have to deal with him just spraying arrows in our general direction. Which I am not a big fan of, yep, just like that. Not sure what to do about the shotgun one, that seems pretty mean. Oh, thank you for the ban, very good. Of course the first bot shows up the moment I enter the sort of fight where I can't really tab out and sort of. That's what I got you guys for them. I probably should put my other flask on, like I have one blue flask, I probably want to set that to heal as well. We shouldn't be one-shot by everything now that we have the Ritual Shield Talisman. That gives 30% damage resistance, which is quite a bit. So even though we take a tiny bit of extra damage from the Radagon Score Seal, Scar Seal, Sword Seal, Sword Seal, I think. Oh, the arrows are still going, my bad. Okay, sure. I thought they would stop at some point, my bad. Cheap summons on patches.er jar. Very good. Very cheap summons, literally free. Just face tanks or shotgun arrows, not the correct solution. Yeah, that is not the correct solution, I agree. We'll probably figure something out. We'll have plenty of attempts of just running up to him to try and figure out how to do with all the range shit. I mean, these arrows we can just strafe sideways, that's fine, on horse. I just can't judge how long the rain of arrows takes, because we made it to him there on that attempt. And I thought, surely it's gonna be over by now, but no, it just keeps going. That's the shotgun. That's end of rain of arrows, that's a normal shot. That's our cue to go in, I think. Yeah, here we go. Okay, we can sort of block that, that's alright. Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of crotch-based engagement, I hope you guys are into that. It's magic time. I think if you roll spam that immediately, you're always fine. Yeah. I was late on that, but I think if you get pulled by that and you just roll spam, you're always gonna be safe. I think. At least that's what my brain tells me, is my memory of that specific attack. You can obviously also time it, but that's kind of like a thing you have to manually do, and doing things manually is difficult. You can just spam button and be safe instead. Bleed is, Bleed is a mechanic in the video game, I'll say that. That being said, my weapon is like plus 17 or something at this point, so I am generally also doing pretty decent damage. It's not just bleed doing that. Well, I mean, it is bleed procs helping out a lot, of course, but like it's not like I'm using a level 1 weapon or anything. Brain of Us. Shotgun. Shotgun. I think if I jump that at the right time, it seems fairly reliable. I seem to be able to go under his crotch there pretty consistently. I missed. Early, yeah, fair enough. Please be gone, phantoms. Ooh, those dice here. It's a scary attack. Oh boy, thank you, guard, for being really good. So I'm at this point still absolutely just playing on instinct in terms of like, hey, this looks like I should dodge it right now, rather than, hey, I know this attack, I have to deal with this, or deal with this in this certain way. I do probably end up needing to actually understand and deal with every single attack. Oh, fuck, this should. Oh, fuck, I can't just sprint it, huh? Maybe I sprint jump it. Like so many other attacks like that. That would make sense to me. Let me quickly do something. What? Goddammit, Twitch. Just ignoring the sides that I take the Octopus for themselves, motherfucker. Hey, I'm sure they're fighting him in their own world. You know, the whole like, time is convoluted in Asland or whatever. Oh, nice. Ooh, no rain yet, let's go. Can we get in before the rain? No. Oh, yes, actually. Sure, I'll take a shotgun. Especially if you whiff. I fucked up so hard. God damn it. I should go under him. I should always just go under him. It's a little annoying because you can't see shit, obviously, but whatever. That's alright, Dango? Hello, hello. Football player never passing the ball and going across the field on their own. I mean, hey, if they actually succeed, then you're probably not going to be too upset about it. And I will eventually succeed. Just gonna maybe take a couple days. Surely they can hold a festival for a couple days, if the outcome is that good for them. They want this fucker gone. I'm doing everyone a favor. Oh fuck. Do rainbow arrows still use stones if you use rain of arrows? I have never used that skill, so I have genuinely absolutely no idea. I would assume no. I guess that just entirely depends on how it interacts with special arrows in general. Ooh boy. That would be really cool. Oh, that dead angled me. That didn't even hit my block. Just straight up dead angled me. I should not be here. I lived, bitch. I rolled it, bitch. Let's fucking go. Not great. Thank you. Oh. Oh, that shockwave. I was not aware. Okay, I need to pay more attention in his buffed up version. Need to roll that forwards as well, even though I'm already pretty close to him there. Dimly think all arrows look the same as random arrows, but I can't check. I don't think I can check, so I'll leave that to you guys. The scientists in the room. I always try to horse here, and then it doesn't let me, and then I'm like, oh right, I can't horse because this is technically part of a boss room. And then I take a couple of steps, and then I realize, oh wait, no. I can, because this is part of a boss room that has a horse feature. I words that well. Level Liner just pulls out of the ground after this combo. Yeah, he generally appears and disappears quite frequently. He's really going through them. Fuck. Ah, almost. Hello. It's game time. Get rolled, idiot. Ay, 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 ay. Not good. Okay, I need to stay on his ass there, otherwise the shockwave hits me. But if I do stay on his ass, it's pretty good. I am so greedy. Are we doing the thing, or what? Hey, yeah, so I thought with the talisman that's going. Ooh, I am pushed in front of him again. I don't see shot. It's a bit of a funny thing to say while I'm looking up his ass, I guess. Nice and quiet. Right, let's see. This is where it gets a little spicy because he gets some extra bullshit. I specifically remember a rock-based attack that I was very irked by every time it occurred. There it is. Oh, I died. I'm roll spamming, surely I'm safe. Oh, yes, Past Cube knew what he was talking about. I love Past Cube sometimes, man. Usually I don't, but sometimes he actually knows what he's talking about and it's great. I completely fucking died. I didn't roll into him, so I got hit by one of them and then like got locked into blocking them and all died. All died. All death words, whatever, who cares? Just thing happened, death occurred. Well, we did go to phase 2 pretty quickly, but again, phase 2 is probably where it's gonna be actually spicy. Hey, I managed to take a step before trying to summon my horse and it actually worked, wow. Sweet. I do have a tiny glimmer of hope that I can parry the fucking rocks. Yeah, Radon's Rain is like special shit anyway, so... I don't even think there are shiny great bows like the ones that we're talking about. Great arrows, I mean. Oh, sweet. Worry not, the scientists in this channel are already on the case. Fuck. Aw, that's a shame. I mean, at least it's gonna sound cool. Ah, fuck, I should stop reading chat while fighting this game. I just, like, took every single hit in the game from trying to read the entire paragraph that was copy pasted from the beginning. But hey, the sound effect is gonna be cool. So we can make like a Christmas tree, and then like the others make them sparkle around them, or make sparkle sounds around them. Alright, Twitch, are you gonna like function or nah? Make up your mind, please. Okay, you are technically sort of functioning, even though you're telling me that I have something new and I don't have something new. Very cool. Do appreciate that. So it's always fun. It's always great. Oh nice, in my brief rambling and, not rambling, what am I call it? Struggle with Twitch, I managed to cover up chat, so now I can see you guys get rolled. Now I can fully focus on the boss. I'll definitely not randomly tab out to try and fix it in the middle of the fight, like a complete idiot that I am. Ow. That was a good hit. Hey, you stopped. Not where I want to stand. It's hard to get under him during that specific move. Maybe I should try going around the right side or something, or I can maybe sprint around him early if I recognize it and try to go right away. I died. I'm taking way too much damage without getting anything in return, that's not ideal. There we go, that's my big punish attack. I died. I didn't think he was at the point where he would do the magic buff up thing, but I apparently just put him into low enough HP for that at the start of that attack. So he immediately chose that one and I was not in a position to deal with it. I got completely crushed. I kind of wish, like, I hate whenever there's a boss fight like this where you have to go interact with something. Like, either let me just run in here and, like, not have to take the teleporter, or, like, spawn me right in here so I don't have to take the teleporter. Like, I don't know. Something about just a minor inconvenience like that in front of a boss room that I'm about to enter 500 times is, kind of grinds my gears automatically. Aw, that was an unlucky spread on the shotgun, but we got lucky in the fact that it only hit the horse. Current can take it. John's a big boy. Ooh. That looked a bit weird from the distance. Get out of here, Blood. We're not summoning you. He's gonna do the weapon buff thingy, so I need to be careful. Yeah. This time I was ready. Get rolled. Can I sprint them? Okay, with full sprint I can, but it's very scary, and if he doesn't attack at the same time, I might just explode. Oh, I'm being reconnected to chat, so if you're saying anything, I didn't get that sorry. I got destroyed. How do I deal with that? The camera fucking spins like a fucking madman when I try to go between his legs there. That's kind of fucked. I should probably unlock there. Okay, I'm sorting chat issues. There we go. Very good. One of the specific optimization they need to prevent being abused to fuck up performance, particularly multiplayer? Maybe. I mean, is with how I mean, probably actually am. I was gonna say that it's probably just not a very known arrow type anyway, and it doesn't really matter for 99% of the other arrows. Oh, that must mean it also works with the noise-making arrows, right? I wonder what that sounds like. That always looks so unhappy. Yeah, he's been strung along and I mean, I don't know how to even say that. Kept alive arbitrarily and been pulled through a lot of shit for quite a while now. Yeah. Takes great pains to make sure he doesn't inconvenience the horse. He tries his best, but I mean, look at it. In his mind, he's doing well, but like, There's not much left of his mind at this point. Oh, I got destroyed. Hang in there, horse, yeah. Don't give up, horse. Haven't seen that attack very frequently, that was scary. That was fast. Hey, souls. Reroll those. We sprint those, even though we should maybe not. Apparently block those accidentally. That is scary as fuck. Yeah, I can't get behind him doing that, and then like this weird pushing happens and I just get dead angled and almost dead. That feels really ass, I don't know what to do with that. Maybe I just leave, I guess. But I want my punish. I don't know if I could stand behind him there, so I didn't risk it. Time that correctly, last time I didn't, this time I did. I should probably stay a little further back, because this one I can't deal with too well. That's the one I've been talking about, that I can't fight the right angle. Where sometimes— oh, fuck me, that was fast. For an overhead like that. I am so stupid. I saw that attack and was like, oh sweet, I can dodge that, and then I just drink, because in my head, I had successfully avoided the attack by identifying what it was and knowing the timing, so I may as well drink right now, right? And then I just die. It's very good. Very small. Could be worse for the horse. I mean, I don't know. If that horse even is alive at this point and functioning and not just like an illusion or a spirit of some variety, then it's probably not doing very well. And it's been not doing very well for a very long time, so I think it could technically be a lot better for the horse. And I don't think it could be very much worse for the horse. Hints about impacting the ground as a meteor, right? Yeah, imagine that what that does to you while you're still basically surgically attached to your master that refuses to let go of you. This again, let's try it. No. I guess I could also always try to just dodge, huh? Rather than position. There's a lot of swings on scary. Did someone say camera? Wait, it's doing this! Oh god, I rolled all of that. I'm so good at this game. This is where I learned that that doesn't actually have a hitbox, and I'm not that good at the game, but at least the first part of that has a hitbox. We got one shot by that earlier, so I'm claiming my glory. Fuck you. Oh, that didn't hit me. Alright, I take that. That's the attack that I want. But this one, it's quite easy to stay behind him and close to him, and then I get a couple hits during it, and then I get a couple hits after it as well, so that's my favorite attack, I think. I got hit by that. I'm expecting him to go meteorite mode in a second. Maybe he's scripted to always do this attack once at least. But so I never figured out a really good way of dealing with this attack, by the way. I just kinda run into one direction, and then either, like, if I'm on horse, I'll try to sprint last second. If I'm not on horse, I'll try to give it a little roll at the end. And just hope it works out, you know? Reroll those. So he's gonna send those rocks like a fucking homing soul mass at me at some point, and I remember them one-shotting me and a much smaller character. So I'm a little worried about him, which is why I'm keeping my distance rather than going in. I'm waiting for him to send them at some point so I can finally dodge them and continue playing the video game. Oh, that pull during the sprint was not nice. Okay, I can't sprint that, I need to... Wait, what do I do about that even then? Alright, rock time. Okay, that was not so bad. What is bad is that that was the first opportunity I get to attack him in a long time. I did not remember what that attack looked like, so I was terrified. Oh, that lingers for so long before it hits me. Shit. Maybe I should have tried blocking it. Although that probably does magic damage as well, so I probably would have chipped through the block and popped my talisman anyway. Okay, I need to just learn that. I probably want to run away from him for the second one, so he has to actually commit. And I can maybe roll through the iframes. Roll through the iframes, yes. Roll through the active frames. I should probably stop talking. I've kind of talked a lot today already and my brain is mush. I'm just rambling moderately incoherently at this point. But I also still need to do gaming, so... should probably just do that instead of yammering valueless nothings. The thing about that hitting me isn't so much that it's dangerous, but rather that it costs me an Estus Flask. And from the way these fights have been going, there's a reasonable chance of me actually running out of Estus at some point, so having to use one just because the fucking shotgun or rain of arrows hits me briefly is really annoying. Again, there's my best attack. I get 2 hits here, I think, and then we just hang back. And then we get 2 more, maybe 3 even if we're greedy. Let's be greedy. Then we get the fuck out of here. Reroll these. He does the follow-up. Reroll these. Yeah, cool, easy. I'm so good at this game. I rolled that super early, but the game is generous as fuck. Oh, he fucking died. My bad. Yeah, he pushes it into the ground and just, like, resummons it later. There's a lot of weird shenanigans with the horse. I do like the weird horse mechanic, not only because it's goofy and I like that sort of shit, but also because, like, the way he moves as a result of pretending to be on horseback is very interesting because he's just, like, he's very agile while doing his big swings, which makes for an interesting dynamic. It would look weird if he was just, like, stomping his foot and just, like, doing half circles around you with this kind of stature and shit, but the fact that he's, like, weirdly floating fits pretty well and allows him to be very, like, agile and mobile while doing big swings, which, I don't know, it's just kind of a... makes for a neat little fight. Ah, piss. Why am I on horse? Get the fuck out of here, dumbass. Not the horse, me, I'm the dumbass. I rolled so early, got that out. Yeah, and then punished for the heal because I'm greedy in them. Oh well, well deserved. It's just fucking stupid. Don't need to focus on his upper body to pay attention to the line earning game, so I'm enjoying watching him right now. Yeah, I can see that. As in, not literally, because I'm also more focused on his upper body. But I can see that being a fun fight to watch if you're otherwise used to fighting him yourself. There's a DLC boss that I'm interested in seeing someone fight for that sort of purpose. That also has interesting movement and shit. But I would like to focus on the animation of that one for a bit. Oh my god, I got hit because I'm a dumbass. He didn't do rain of arrows. Alright, I have to use 2 heals on the way here. That's kind of annoying, but hey, he didn't do rain of arrows. Whoa! I didn't expect to be hit by a giant sword from those healing there. Yeah, I think we just build distance during that, and then we're gonna be fine. I am shocked I got to block that without guard breaking. Hey, that's probably because I upgraded my shield for that 1 point of extra guard boost. I was on a pixel of stamina there. If I didn't upgrade that for the last point of guard boost, I probably would have died. I love it when things come together in that sort of way. Yeah, nice try, buddy boy. That can't hit me because I die instead. Never mind, it does hit me. That is such a fast big overhead. I'm terrified whenever he does that. That's also pretty scary. I'm so fucking stupid. I should have just mentally recovered and rolled at some point. Like, rolled properly rather than just spamming him. But yeah, like, looking at him move around during this fight, not just like right now where he's building distance, which is a little bit more normal, but like in those instances where he's like, oh, I need to find a better way to reliably dodge those, because if I just sprint and he chooses to do the pole, then I die. If I try to play it like safe and try to roll late to avoid them, then I sometimes get clipped by one, and the stagger makes it so I get clipped by all of them, and I literally explode. So it's really difficult to judge the distance there, and like with the way the camera works and the way those projectiles look. Like, it's really hard to judge how close they are to me and when I have to actually roll. But yeah, basically the way he's like moving around during the specific attacks and all that sort of shit looks completely odd and very unnormal and weird. And also kind of makes for a sort of unique attack pattern that he gets from that, but I think that's pretty fun. That one is actually not that bad to dodge at all if I'm vaguely in front of him, so I think I'll do that next time, or in the future. No follow-up, right? I was too slow, I admit. Weird choice of attacks there, but I'll take it. It's a good one. Turned it around a little bit too far there for my liking, so in the future I'll have to pay attention there. Hey, roll that. Okay, good. I did. Like I said, I rolled that. Oh, the overhead didn't hit me. I was blocking this time, so I probably wouldn't have taken that much damage. Oh, good attack, let's go. Okay, I do think I want to roll that at the end there every time, especially since the sort of second phase, he'll do the shockwave at the end, so I do need to be a bit careful. Okay, we're good. Oh, that is... Is that harder to dodge in this phase? Does that linger longer? It's doing this. Fuck it, I'll fight him. I'm a big boy, I can take it. Let's fight like a gentleman. Oh, I rolled it, let's go. That is so hard to dodge. I'm out of stamina. Oh. I need to stop rolling with that shockwave, even if it sometimes feels like the right thing to do. I can't see shot. I rolled with the shockwave, I didn't die, let's go. I think he's sending the rocks. Okay, if I time that roll perfectly, I'm fine, but it's hard. Oh, it's this shit. I rolled early, let's go. Okay, I just rolled that late. Okay, we're good, we're fine. It's the sort of scary one. terrified of the next time he's using this. I got hit. Yeah. When he does the pull during those rocks, I don't know what to do about that. If it's not perfectly lining up with my roll anyway, then I feel like I'm just shut out of luck. No, please. No, please. I didn't die. I almost died. Drink. Yes. Okay, good. He's throwing the rocks now, so it's gonna be a bit dicey. It is hard to avoid. Fuck me. Dodge this. I rolled that so late it felt like, and it was still too early. Oh, I almost died. I should have died there actually, that was super greedy. Very bad heal. I'm early. There. Oh, we're doing this again. Fair enough. My hands are so sweaty. Run. I died. Like I said, it's so hard to judge the distance on that, especially when he's far away and then moving upwards and shit. I need to split my attention between what he's doing and what the projectiles are, or where the projectiles are, because if he does like the pull or whatever, I need to be able to react to that. So I need to pay attention to both at once. And I find spacing judging the projectile spacing so difficult in and of itself already. That is ass. I hate that those one-shot me. Not sure I can do anything about that, to be honest, though. I think I just have to accept that and get good. Didn't know you could do that. Yeah, I think it's super rare. I think most people kill them before that happens. I have seen it before, but it is definitely on the rare side. I am getting so unlucky with these shotgun busts. Fitting. Not even playing on showdown. Yeah, okay, that was the worst attempt of all time. Just slay me. Do it. Ugh. Should have gotten a new drink like an hour ago. May I please? Oh right, I can't do that on horse. I don't know why I thought I could. Yeah, brain rot has completely taken over. It's too late for me. It's over, guys. I have also been inflicted with a rot. I'm gonna be roaming around this countryside as well until the end of time. Just mindlessly wandering, clinging to my horse. Like, no, Torrent is a good boy, you can't take him from me. Hey, we had a really good long phase where the fucking shotgun did nothing. And then, like, now we're in shotgun is ass every time territory, and I don't like it here. Oh. Oh, really? Drink, then we dodge the pull. Then we go in. We finally figure out the timing for this. Just be even later, there you go. The true way of avoiding attacks is to just never actually roll, because if you do actually roll at some point, then you're committing. If you're instead never committing to the roll, then he can't hit you by being too early on your roll. He is on a streak of really shitty to do with attacks in this situation, fuck me. Need to get control of the fight back. He didn't do the follow-up there, I could have punished that, Shen. He's gonna do the jump thingy. I need to roll that super late as well, I've been doing it too early. Yeah, exactly. far. I do like that that stomp he sets up there for that fast swipe doesn't actually hurt you. Oh, I rolled that way too early. See, just never roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, drink. I am out of healing. Cool. Or I am going to run out of healing. I said that a bit early, but you guys know what I mean. Okay. I do have to roll it slightly earlier than that, at least. It seems... That just means that it's really hard to dodge, huh? Because I was trying to roll it as late as possible to prepare for his phase 2, where he does the massive shockwave afterwards, which is pretty difficult to avoid. So I was trying to roll it as late as I could. That is true, yeah. We avoided attrition by just dying. God damn it. God damn it. None of my strats are working. Shotgun is totally random gameplay. I always knew it was. Fuck. I died, yep. Oh, I am pissed at myself for being an impatient fucking dumbass. Why do I just get tilted for absolutely no reason? Just chill, that's fine. Everything is fine. You've been absolutely shitting on him overall. You just need to calm down and, like, relax for a little bit. It's kinda hard to hit that sweet spot where you're relaxed enough to actually do the thing, but not too relaxed so your mind starts wandering. I've been having that a lot where I just, like, sit here, start autopiloting, like, yeah. Life hasn't been great recently, and then, like, just from there, it's just like, yeah, I mean, think about that, and this, and, like, I gotta do this, and maybe this, and blah blah blah, and yeah, right, I guess there's a fight happening. Which is, not ideal. Ah, I got rubbled. Nah, fuck. I got rubbled. I didn't actually, I just got rolled. That's kind of the same. I will never learn that attack timing, I don't think. That feels like it takes an eternity to come out. And it's not really worth trying to learn either, since it's a fairly rare attack. This specific one, yeah. God damn it, it's a fairly rare attack, he says, having to deal with that attack fucking 8 times in a row. Get bled, idiot. Boom, boom, boom. I rolled early, but we got away with it. I rolled into it like a true champion. Of the Ors. Oh yeah, I need to... if I roll into him there, I also die. I guess I need to roll sideways and just hope I time it correctly with the shockwave there. So when he does that attack... Oh fuck me, my ears are hurting too much. When he does that shockwave there, I can't roll backwards because the shockwave most of the time will hit me unless I coincidentally, and it will be pure coincidence, time it correctly to like go right through it. If I go forwards, then I'll be hit either by the shockwave or by the startup of the shockwave attack, because the way he slams the sword on the ground there and pulls it forward, then that also has a hitbox. Like that's still part of the attack, and if that hits me, I also die. So like that's like 2 attacks in one spot, and I can't really consistently deal with them. Oh, I got very lucky. But the rain isn't over yet. I was early. I'm fucking stupid. He was already doing this attack though, so I was like, yeah, I can unhorse and start fighting him, but no, the rain was like, no, fuck you. Bad day to be grounded. Unhorsed. Fuck. Okay. That's not true, it also does it against NPCs. Oh, that's what we're doing. I couldn't quite recognize them. That was weird from that angle. I'm early, yeah. Oh my god. I need to learn that timing, man. I'm missing so many good punish opportunities because I don't have that timing. Ooh, I didn't die. Those double swings have a pretty nasty habit usually of, or those types of double swings usually have a nasty habit of, oh, the first hit broke your guard, the second hit immediately hits you and kills you, sort of a thing. I don't know why I swung there, I am genuinely just brain dead at this point. It's over. Okay, sure. I guess I'll accept life for now. I died. Oh, get fucked, idiot, I'm fine. I get punished here by swinging, which is nice. It's the good attack. I'm in a bad spot, but we're probably still fine because it's the good attack, yeah. It's gonna do the phase transition, so I'm gonna keep swinging. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I did dodge it a couple times earlier, I just haven't been able to recreate that. Alright. I rolled that too early. I had to set up for it by rolling backwards first. Okay, I need to just roll spam. Drink. Low on healing. He's sort of low on health though. Just need to not get rocked here. I'm too far. Don't panic, Cube. It's the same attack you've seen a million times because you thought it was rare, and ever since you said that, he's done it non-stop. Whoa, you can block that so easily. Nice, okay, never mind. I don't need to panic about that attack at all. That is very odd. Oh, he did not finish the chain. That was cheeky as fuck. I'm gonna stay away. Should be another bleed proc soon. I hate that. I didn't die to the shockwave somehow. I'm alive. We lived. Time for rocks. I blocked accidentally. I'm done. Oh, he's alive. Time to never get hit again. Okay, if I sprint, I can actually make it far enough behind him that that attack is not a problem. Very cool. I ran out of stamina. I ran out of stamina. I'm fine. We're fine. Stress. Stress is an illusion. I die. Oh. Easy. First try. He didn't even get to do a second charge. Weird. Anyway. I expected that to take a lot longer. I guess he's not as bad as I remembered. They probably also nerfed him quite a bit. That mark was made on your map. I wonder where that could be. Oh, is it this? No, it's this. We have a Starfall crater over here now. Where is the center? Look at all this black smoke, what the fuck? Isn't this the center of the arena? Where are we meeting? Where is everybody? Hello? I'm going the wrong way. It was that other hill in that other direction over there. Yep. Oh well. Had committed, had to make sure. Yeah, where the like, on what part of the arena am I? I'm not even that far from the entrance. Why could I not recognize it? Weird. Yeah, it's over there, I think. All the way. So far that I didn't even see the flicker of the grace. It's only now starting to, like, flicker into and out of existence. Alright, very good. Man, my voice is shagged. So, we should have a couple NPCs here. By a couple I mean exactly two. We have Blight, who's like, oh boy, we've unlocked Nokron, time to explore.
Ah, good. I was waiting for you. What
Thank
a
you.
sick glory of the and falling star. I can't fathom. He was a living, and the path is now to Nokron. Let's meet whether we'll take up us. Let's meet. We'll go into my only purpose. The curtain's right.
I wonder if we should go talk to Ronnie, see if she has something to say about this. I usually just progress right into Nokron and don't really double check with her. Anyway, Alexander has gotten a little bit banged up, so he's like, fuck, let me put some of these corpses into me so I can fix myself.
Just you wait.
Ronnie's asleep still? Doesn't she not wake up for this stuff? That's a shame.
Just you wait.
There is a little dungeon over here, hidden in the corner. We could quickly tag it, so that we can come here later. However, we're not gonna do it, because it's actually kind of a pain in the ass. Killed her brother and she sleep. Yeah, it's weird. Why is this not making noise, by the way? Like, these rubble crashes, they're not making any noise, it's confusing me. I feel like I'm going deaf. I mean, that's probably also happening. Alright, do we do anything else, or do we just call it here? Is there anywhere fun in Caelid we could quickly explore? Or we could just end this out. It does give me barely enough time to let the existential dread come back on. We can oil up Alexander. Oh yeah, right! We left that for later. Good man, that's something we'll do. And Bango's probably no longer here, so he'll be like, wait, what? Oiling up Alexander? And, or otherwise he would be like, oh, oiling up Alexander, I didn't consent to this. So, we can do this now. I should, I think. I thought. God damn it. I thought. Oh wait, that is an oil pot. Very good. God damn it, Bango. You're not Alexander. Wait, no, you are. Like, the other Alexander. Anyway, so we have this now, in case we want to go in here. That's not now, though. I don't want to go in there. Things have a lot of health in there, and they hit very hard, and I don't think we get anything particularly interesting. So, we're not doing that right now. We're instead gonna go do side questing. This should be the closest one. Oil us up. Oil up all the Alexanders. Through some weird fucking miracle, every Alexander on the planet suddenly feels very slippery. Oil up Alex, but I realize that might concern or excite him. Yeah. Seems more on the excite side. Deviant. How dare you turn this loot? This game is like the least loot game of all time. There's no weird, like, ambiguous things being said or done. Nothing about fingering maidens or anything like that ever. Crab. I'm not too far. No, wait, it's over here. I should be in the right spot. Yes.
Can you hear me? Help me! I'm stuck.
Help me.
Hello?
Help me.
Hello?
Help me.
Anyone?
Yeah, you missed this encounter, Bango, so I'll let the dialogue actually play out.
Ah,
Hello. How nice it is to see a friendly face.
You can see shit in there.
As you can surmise, I've got myself stuck in another hole. Would you mind helping me out again?
Sure.
My thanks in advance. I know you're the man for the job. You know what to do, hmm? Give me a good smack from behind with something nice and big. Don't worry about my wound sustained at the festival. I'm stuck back together good and proper.
If you think so.
Just give it your all.
Sure.
Come on.
Does he eventually suggest this himself?
Please. Wait.
Yeah, there you go.
I have a terrible feeling about this. Would you stop hitting me for a minute? No, I can feel my lower half is stuck on something. I don't think you can get me out just by hitting me this time. Let's think. Perhaps there's a way to slide me out a little more smoothly. What if I could somehow be made slippery or some such?
Say no more, fam. I got you.
Oh, yes. My thanks to you and your razor-sharp wits. Oh, as a token of my thanks, I'd like you to have this.
Thank you.
Dearie me, I'm oilier than a toad. Yeah, there were countless oil jars back where I'm from, actually. And now I know what it's like to be one of them.
What a good man.
Yes, indeed. I too have a home. Though it is one to which I have vowed not to return. So, I thought I might look out from atop the cliff. But as I drew closer and closer, pow, wouldn't you know it? I was perfectly stuck in that blasted hole. I can feel the warriors inside admonishing me for my mawkishness.
Mawkishness?
To walk the path of champions, one cannot cleave to the past. I'm headed to the Fiery Mount in the north. I can strengthen myself there without fear of cracking this vessel. I will forge myself anew in its flames. I'm headed to the... I can strengthen...
Alright, so he said a couple things. For one, he gave us a hint for where he's going, which is Mount Gelmir. Bango has actually encountered this already on his playthrough. We haven't been in the exact location yet. I think it's here. Like, I think it's going around the outskirts of Mount Gelmir. He's taking a lava bath to harden himself. But the other thing he was hinting at is that there's more to this place than meets the eye. He was looking down from atop the cliffside, and oh look, what's this down here? This little village. And yeah, we'll finally go and have a look at the village, why don't we? Well, we shouldn't because cliffs and death. I just dug these holes in anticipation to be a shitter. I don't know. He could, maybe. Man does get around. But he's kind of not really benefiting from these holes, so it kind of makes me think it's not him, because like he usually is very direct about benefiting from the traps that he lays. Like, oh, jump down this hole for me, smile, and then you die, and then he gets some loot. So, yeah, this is Jarburg. We have found a very fine little place. These are all very friendly drawers. They hang out, they're cool, they're nice, they're lovely. We have a guy with a very weird way of speaking over here. Peshly normally uses natural cliffs, yeah, or holes in the ground and that sort of shit, so... it's not so much for digging holes and then just going lol and leaving a guy there. Anyway, we have this guy. Hello.
Hello, cuz. What are you doing here? I didn't think anyone knew about this place. Except us jars. Ah. Are you going to be the new potentate?
Sure. I'll potentate your ass.
Truly. That's wonderful news. It's not easy being potentate, though. I know. Show me your hands. It's just a little test, cuz. To see if you've got the right stuff.
Oh, yeah. I never noticed that.
Your skin isn't so smooth, is it? You need slick, slidey hands to be potentate, you know? I'm sorry, cuz. But I don't think you've got what it takes. What a shame.
Oh well.
Don't look so glum, cuz. We can still chat. Potentate or not, come back and visit me. When you can.
Sure, will do,
Don't
cause...
look so glum. We can still come back and visit.
Right, so a couple interesting things about this place. This place is fantastic for all sorts of flowers that bloom here, even the rare ones. So we get some poison bloom hanging out here, we get some sunflowers, earthly flowers, it's just a bunch of various flowers. There's also the rarer ones like Eye of Yellow, that's the madness ones. We have over there some Arteria leaf, I think, as well. I'm not entirely sure anymore. Pot, or some say potom. Potom bottom, yeah. Actually, no, that's not gonna resonate well with anyone here, I don't think. Shame. But yeah, pretty interesting little place. There's a couple things to loot. There's a lot of ritual jars and shit that we can pick up. We can hang out with the pots. Look at them. The crack pot. Another one. Living jar shard. And I think that's it on this side. I don't think there's anything here. Nay. 'Tis but death. Pot, or some say bottom. Do you hear her pray? I kinda wanna replay Bloodborne at some point. Weird how that works. God damn it, let me up. There you go, parkour. There's some cheeky shit on some of these roofs as well, which is sometimes a little awkward to navigate, but not so bad. I think we've got most of it at this point. Now, one thing that's a little weird about this place is that even if you just arrived here for the first time ever, bottom, it's a reference to a... It's a Dota 2 thing. A hero in Dota is called the... Well, she's now called Mirana, but in Warcraft she was called Priestess of the Moon as her hero class. Priestess of the Moon, of course, being a shitty long name, so people would abbreviate that to Potom, P-O-T-M. And you can play in the bottom lane in MOBAs, so you would send Potom, because that's funny. There you go, that's the joke. But yeah, what's weird about this place is that you talk to this guy and he goes, come back later, and then you rest, and then you come back to him and he has more dialogue.
Oh, hello again, cuz.
And you didn't need to trigger anything, you just rest and come back right away.
I have good tidings for you, cuz. Have you noticed the rare flowers growing in this village?
I have, yeah.
I asked the villagers if you could pick some of them, and they said you'd be very welcome.
Oh, thank you, that's nice of you. I was definitely waiting for their approval.
Go on, cuz. You really should pick some of our flowers.
Don't worry, I did in a different timeline.
They might be of some use. Go on. Who knows?
Alright, and I think we rest again and get even more text out of this man. Again, unprompted. I think you actually have to talk to him 3 times the first time you visit to get to the part of the quest. Or to progress the quest line, basically. Which is really annoying if you don't know about that.
Hello again. Say, cuz, have you met Uncle Alexander? He used to live here with us, but then he left to be a champion.
I haven't really heard about any Alexes.
But he said, the path of champions must be trod alone. So heroic, right? I miss him, though. If you see him, you should ask him to teach you how to fight, cuz. He's big and tough and strong.
I don't really think I have the warrior jar way of fighting in me, but I'll give it a try.
Uncle Alexander said he won't be back again.
My home is of the past, and the past, as they say, is a different country.
I suppose that's part of being a warrior, isn't it? So, please don't tell anyone, cuz. But I'm actually a warrior jar as well. One day, I'll be just like Uncle Alexander.
Can't
And
wait,
I'll have
close.
to leave the village to become a champion.
You'll do great.
Uncle Alexander won't come back here again.
My home is of the past.
I suppose that's...
The warrior jar may not be within you, but you can certainly be within one of them, yeah. So, like, going to Valheim, if you've at all been a decent warrior, chances are some warrior jar will just be like, oh, score, let me put this guy into me, and then you become part of the jar.
Ah, do you know what a poacher
Nope,
is?
well, here's
Cos?
another one.
They hunt us, smash us, and then take us away.
That's terrible.
This village is kept secret, so I think we're safe here.
Definitely.
But you should be careful if you ever meet one of them, cuz I hope Uncle Alexander beats them all up first.
Don't worry, I would never hurt jars.
Those awful poachers. Those...
Anyway, that's definitely not foreshadowing or setup for anything that happens. Nothing bad ever happens in Souls games, so I think these guys are fine. Surely this is the end of it, because I think I know what the next step in the questline is, right? But let me just triple check. Or double check, I suppose. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Those awful...
Yep, alright, that's finally the end of your dialogue for now. For now, there's more to this. Actually, it has a full little questline. It used to not have one, I'm pretty sure, when this game first came out. I think this got fixed or patched in post-release, but I could also just be completely wrong and misremember. Has happened before. Anyway, let's go and hang out here for a second. Actually, we can't really do the next step here yet anyway, right? Yeah, I think he straight wasn't in the game at launch. Yeah, I think so as well. I think Jarberg was kind of just like a weird little place with nothing going on. Or like not much going on. Completely unrelated, but hello DLS, how's life?
I always resented their pale complexion.
But yeah, he's talking about like his hands not being the gritty, angry hands of a warrior. Because he's like trying to be how Oslo is sick and so on and so forth, but he has like gentle and nice hands. Wink wink, nudge nudge, wonder where he's gonna go and end up. Yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna stop here. I was gonna do a little bit more, but I don't know. It's probably a good time to stop here. We did some major progress in having been Rodon. We've entered Landale, although we didn't really do much there. Just kinda briefly ran through to do our thing, which was grabbing a specific talisman. Took us a while to get there. Bit of a slow start for the stream, but hey, I think we ended up moderately strong. Or ended it moderately strong. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will be, well, with the rate this is going, I will be back tomorrow, even though my voice is not super happy with me right now, so maybe we'll do something more.